Welcome everybody, my name is Pirate Captain Divine, and you are welcome aboard my mighty ship as we set sail open onto the perilous seas. We've got boarding onboard vessels from our alpha males dominating as they try to see who comes out in this Battle of the Alpha tournament, hosted by Tristenwulf, our good old friend from the community as always. He's going to be helping out, giving out a whole host of wonderful prizes, lots of giveaways with plenty of leaves, charms, all that epic equipment all you guys need. And on board as my right-hand mate is, of course, Valky. Wonderful as always to have you aboard, buddy.
Throughout the entire month of December, these four content creators have rallied their teams, their crew, all culminating to today where they will have the final showdown between them to see who the true alpha is. We've already given away 40,000 Sky Stones, 80,000 Sky Stones in total ready to be given away. But don't worry, if you're in chat ready and waiting, we will be giving out some coupon codes spread out throughout the day. Those will contain some leaves, charms, all things very valuable to have on this auspicious day, the hunt buff, especially with new equipment set dropping. We are ready for the giveaways, we are ready for our prizes, and we are ready to get into the action.
All right, round one is going to be ML Yuki from Team Vic Chun and Q46 from Team I'm_Sue. If you guys are ready, we're going to punch this up. First pick's going to be randomized here.
Hold up.
Hold up.
We got to hear from the captains first, right? We got to hear from the alphas, right? Figure out what they're doing. Yeah, we gotta. Let's get them up in here.
Let's get them up in here.
On board the ship, and let's have a little talk real quick.
We just pulled you guys in real quick because we wanted to hear from Mr. Vic Chun and Mr. I'm_Sue about how you feel about your champion players and how they're gonna do in this fight.
You want me to go first, Vic, or you want it?
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead first.
Okay, so my champion player is Mr. Q46, and how fortuitous that we're facing against Vic in round one, because he told me, because if you notice, look at his guild, he's from Firefly, which, as you know, is who Vic faced off in the Guild War finals. And he's like, will I get to fight Vic if I join? And I was like, hell yeah, you'll get to fight Vic. And so he was like, let's do this. So he specifically wanted to fight your team in particular. So I'm pretty excited. He's really fired up. I'm really fired up for this whole thing. Honestly, I'm very thankful for the players that I have. I think everybody on my team is just completely stacked. They are really solid players, really innovative techs. And if I'm being real with you, I actually think I'm the weakest player on my team.
Yeah, so Hufer is also with ex-Palladia too. So that makes it even, I guess, more of a storyline, I guess. But for me, I pretty much just started DMing people from my tournament and just played them. And my players are definitely really strong, but Yuki was one of the ones that seemed like really eager to like learn and improve and just like has a good feel. So that's why I picked him up for the team, and looking forward to this tournament. And thanks for hosting, and shout out to Smilegate for funding.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, thank you so much, SG, by the way. And thank you also to the community, you guys watching. Like this is for y'all. It would not be possible without y'all.
All right, I'm going to fire this match up. I'm going to send you guys back to chat with your team. Damn, Vic, that microphone is amazing. Ladies, sorry, he's not single, but you can always dream.
All right, let's get these matches started.
Let's go. Round one of the battle, the champion versus the champion. It looks like Hugh forgot the first pick.
Both players taking their time deciding their pre-bans. We do have the Epic 7 pre-ban characters from this event. So they're gonna need to take their time and acclimate themselves quite a bit to the fact that 7 characters are out. You're gonna need to pre-ban and draft as if they're out the game. Zio and Renak banned out for Yuki, whereas Hufer takes out the Nurse Yoha as well as Lionheart Samuel, probably looking to hunker down with that counterattack strategy. Bossarunka first pick already locked in.
Very strong.
Very likely a bruiser in this setting.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of these people are going to be disciples of their captains, right? They've been teaching them, giving them a little bit of the fortuitous strategies that have kept them strong at sea this entire time. So Hufer inheriting the will of Sue, what we'd say is very dominant, very strategically focused type of player who tends towards the slower, more bruiser type of play styles. Now, we've known him for a long time, and he had a very unique structure in his tournament. His tournament had a pick a value rating, so we might even see some of the more valuable units that were found in his tournament, expecting to see a Bask here locked into the band protection slot, one of the most valuable units in his tournament. But instead, we turn our ears towards the Empyrean Illnev being picked up on right side. Baka, I know you have a lot to value in this unit, especially it being one of your pre-banned, followed up by the Genesis Ross.
Kieran Ilonov is just simply the best tank in the game at the moment, especially playing without Frenzy. The penetration resistance goes so much and just undoes 3 years worth of balancing. And once you have her locked down, she's completely out as an option for your opponent. You can lock in every single defense penetration character. Hufer, though, going for kind of a split strategy here. Not only does he have the Luna able to seal away that very valuable passive, as we discussed, Urban Shadow Shoe is also immense value when up against high HP characters. That's already being drafted on the right side, but it is very reliant on focus. So I wonder if Yuki's already thinking about perhaps a Solitaria that could just limit the performance of this third pick character Hufer has. May Chloe right now being hovered, able to reduce the additional fixed damage Shu will be able to be outputting. Taking his time though, 50 seconds already passed. He's got to lock in 2 picks quick.
Now, you said it earlier, undoing those 3 years of balance. I'm waiting for 4 years going on now for that ML Luna statue. I'm sure it's caught up in custom somewhere. I might need to get on the ship and free it myself. But he actually loads in to the Mesugaki Monday, the Helion Lua Brat, followed up by the Veronica, of course, stripping away all of the immortality that isn't exactly present, but still a good opener to get out, especially with that increased speed to possibly plant and put down her flag and some bombs and do away with some dirty work whoever Hufer's got on his team.
I'm interested to see how Lua plays in here, because usually when you see a Urban Shadow Shoe picked into a Ross, you've got a very high resistance factor on that shoe to prevent the seal and being folded in half like a cheap card table. So I don't see any souls on this team to activate that ML Lua's burn, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to pull off his effectiveness in this.
Stop dragging this out.
Wow, and goes for 2 characters. I thought Ram would have been a pickup for sure in this setting, but Green Celine will be able to check that S3, as well as Bystander Huayang just going to bypass all of the debuffs incoming. And, you know, if she gets one of those good kicks from her extra attack, Divine Vessel, it will... I mean, all it has to do is land into that Genesis Raw, so it's quite a big threat now. Gala Lilius being picked up, almost telegraphing that Boss Arunca pre-ban. A lot of single target characters with that Veronica, with the Gala Lilius. You really, really do not want to go up against the Boss Arunca. So unless ML Yuki is cooking something very, very specific, looking like a very, very tough match for him. So many single target skills against Boss Arunca. You hate to see it. It
Gala
just feels
fresh.
icky.
Gala is fresh off her buffs, though. Do you think she has what it takes to shoot right through that Boss Arunca?
There is a chance,
we'll never know.
She is banned. Well, it's one of those buffs where it's a lot of quality of life, but she still works the same way. Boss Arunca is just so good at walling off all of these single target high damage characters. But, you know, with her out the way, you do have the Hellion Lua as well as the Veronica. Very curious to see what the game plan is, especially leaving in such a threatening target in that Bystander Huayang.
Now we got to get into the match here underway.
Does he push buttons? Does he risk it?
It's always a question on the mind, isn't it?
Well, let me see if I can't change your mind.
S3 is going to come out indeed. Actions on the board. Pops the Mean Bean Machine, Celine.
Wow, the Veronica's already being knocked out super early. Soulburn S3 is going to come through. We're dropping on the Genesis Ross, all inning on that damage. Let's see it.
Wow.
Clean 20K.
I have no more business.
No effects there for the back line. Sweet Miracle already doing a little bit to get this shoe into the action. Of course, more importantly, the injury on the Ross going to be decreasing his abilities even after he gets the revive here in a second. Speaking about revive, we might need somebody to help out that first little bit of damage that you talked about, folding this Boss Arunca's HP in half, and the follow-up might just be as deadly as the sword comes down.
This is going to be a lot
my
of damage.
God.
Takes the ball through. But wait, this is the important turn. 1 in 3 chance. Where does the kick land? Onto the Hellion Lua. The kick completely whips.
Exactly what you want to see, especially with that increased defense hanging loud and proud right above her head. Now, Celine is one mean gal, but I don't know if she's enough to pull it out for the rest of this match. Seems like left side on Hufer's team is already tapped out quite a bit, while there's still some more action to go, but a counter attack is just what he wants to see at this point. Maybe you can get even a little bit more action.
Bystander Huayang gets her natural turn, though. Kicks the S through into Genesis Raw's complete extinction. That guy is never coming back.
He's gonna have to wait another world to see any action once again. Counterattack does land the provoke there, but the increased damage is especially what we're looking towards here on Hufer. He's going to take that nasty bite out of Vic's team every little turn that he can.
Oh man, and the green Celine just working down that Hellion Lua. Empyrean Ilanav looking like, how you say this? Tristen, can liver right there, just being completely ignored as Hellion Lewis, the last valuable member alive on ML Yuki's team. Yeah, she sure is trying with that curling iron, but if you can't take any debuffs, I don't think Bystander Huayang really cares.
Being forced into the one unit who can counterattack every time she's touched, because you know when you're on the defending side, she always counterattacks. Except that one.
Except that one. I mean, I also don't. I think she's mostly done her job, right? Missed a kick, but finally gets the targeted kick on the Genesis Ross, and finally we got the Urban Shadow Shoe pop off. Full stack. We're assembling the squad. Hitting in, zap. Ooh, Empyrean gets taken out. Hufer will be the first winner of the first match of the Battle of the Alphas, getting 1 win for Tsu's team.
Well done, Hufer.
And while that happens, let's take while Tristen takes a second to get the scores up for everybody, let's talk a little bit about the tournament structure here. So basically, as we have these roundtable fights between each of the teams, what you're going to see going on is that each team is going to get their fights against similar players. So we have the match between people who've hit Emp, people who've hit Champ, and of course new players who have their accounts that are less than a year old. And the final match between streamers, all matches except for the streamer matches are going to be 1 point. The streamer matches are going to be 2 points. So even if they see a lot of their teammates fold, they can be able to mount a comeback by coming at the last second and saving everybody on board.
And that's exactly what you need your team leaders for. As long as it's not a complete and total sweep, there is always the comeback possibility. And that's why these guys get paid the big bucks. They are playing last, and they are really, really holding it down for the rest of the team.
All right, In Love has passed first pick over to Honey Bombay. I bet Sue loves this name.
Well, guys, right. You know, the teammates do reflect the captain, you know?
Oh, against In Love, though, only Ducks. That is a very, very strong guild. I feel like every time on the ladder I see someone from Only Ducks, they've always been hitters or they have always been chefs. So shout outs to Only Ducks. I'm kind of scared of those guys.
So Cunny Bombay, formerly 3 Evil, is playing for Team I'm_Sue, is the under 1 year player. His account is his account was made sometime in 2025, and In Love is going to be fighting for Team Vic Chun. Let's you guys ready to fire this one up?
Anytime the players are ready, I'm good to go.
In we go.
That's a crazy card. That ML Bass card was crazy, I have to say. I love these tournaments that we do because we always get to see some of the most out-of-pocket cards, bro.
All right, we're getting into the next match out here. Of course, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Valcheck DMs, as we are underway out of it, and we're going to see the pre-bans out here. Once again, we're seeing some similar strategies that possibly reflect our favorite friends out here. Well, there's one thing everyone can agree out on these dangerous waters. That's everybody wants to ban Harsetti, please.
Wow, and a first pick Bunny Dominion goes down. That's very curious. I know she got a buff, but what is man cooking? Cunny Bombay immediately locks in the Hellion Lua, locks in the Spirit Eye Celine as well. Wow. I mean, he's just like this is very aggressive, just completely going all in. Hellion Lua really coming in big. I mean, even with a ROM in the game, that's a little crazy, isn't it?
Faster, yeah?
Mhm.
Boss Arunka getting locked in for Inlove. I mean, I feel like Inlove's really
camera's
going for the
broke.
kill, whereas Bombay, he's probably cooking up something.
Don't blame me if you get
Now we got the Swift Flag Bearer Secret finally being locked in here. In Love, known to have quite the account, and with some aggressive plays as we've seen throughout, it's gonna lead up to Sue's favorite first mate to see if he can weather the storm and make it through. Top Monocle Luca comes out to challenge a little bit of those notions, setting up the rest of the draft, and it's anchored all the way through, possibly by an Arya. Maybe another princess might finish off the draft here for all these leading ladies on left side, looking to seek for victory.
You know, I'm gonna just say it, man. I think it's crazy. Every time I see a Boss Arunka and the other guy's like, I'm gonna put more single target characters into that Boss Arunka. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna let you cook. Whatever you say, nephew, you know? You gotta be cooking up some I don't know about, because last I checked, Boss Arunka's entire character identity is that she completely walls out single target. Arya does get locked in here, and I think she's a okay-ish character as long as you can weather off that Genesis Ross damage, which is going to be quite a heavy amount. And I think there's going to be a big matchup to be seen if she does make it through against the Flag Bearer Sigrid. Effectiveness versus effect resistance is always an interesting battle to see. That is like the pinnacle of how a player cooks their account. Mort does get locked in, so we don't want to see that Arya go off in any sense whatsoever.
Which could be out there for the fifth pick counter pick, and we've seen from the last match as well the extinction, a big hand in dealing with the Genesis Ross. So we do see a ban out for the top model Lulica, maybe perhaps for that reason. While the ban gets handed out to Nurse Yulha, apparently there's something that's going to be taking her attention away from the match as we get into it right now. Second round, one up in Sue's team favor. And we'll have to see how it goes on here. Sue's on the left, and of course, Vic Chun's fighting on the right side here with the Hellion Loon coming out quickly to put out those debuffs. Where do they land? That's two.
It goes in immediately. Lua fires up the stream, but no counterattack's going to be going through just because of Mort existing. Very strong power pick there from Inlove. Even if Mort does nothing all match, that passive alone will be able to hold it down. Spirit Eye Celine, Arya, as well as Hellion Lua all rely on that counterattack in order to function. But now we're finally getting the match started. Soul
That's
burns
a
once
chunk
into
of
the boss
damage.
Arunka. Yeah,
It's gonna be another chunk of damage, right? If it, if it
my
doesn't finish
God.
off the first time, it still doesn't the second. Counterattack comes out, and Mort gets that barrier with that speed for himself onto the rest of the team.
He's finally out of souls, though. Still, the Boss Arunka is holding it down. Spirit Eye Celine, I mean, you got one more attack. We're gonna skip the S3. One more attack goes in. We're taking out the Boss Arunka finally. Arya being the last member here. Can she anchor down the entire draft? I mean, it's gonna have to work. We're popping the S3.
You won't be able to counter, but you'll be able to take that shot from Ras and protect her softer teammates.
The defense buff is going to be doing a lot there. So for the rest of the team, they're going to have to figure out a way to pierce through as quickly as possible. And luckily, Genesis Ross might be equipped with just the tools for the task as he takes the trade, blamming down immediately. Let's see that damage. It's almost enough to knock her out in one single hit.
Very good blue Arya rather from Bombay over there, and good provoke from Hellion Lua, barely holding it down. Inlove, the Genesis Ross cannot use his S2 and fold the Arya's HP bar in half. So very tough situation to be in, and those stealth buffs completely protecting his units. And the Arya finally goes again. I mean, this seems like a very aggressive build, but no, gets hit by the Mort on the counter. Gets dropped before the extra attack goes. That is so unfortunate.
I was
We
denied
might
the
just have
murder
to think for
penguin.
the task. might not be out of it just yet. As we said before, the Spirit Eye Celine skipped the S3. She's going to continue the hold.
Gonna skip it
knocks
again.
out the flag bearer in just one hit and goes back into that stealth as her team takes things the slow way. And I really do like this approach. No need to mess up things when the flow has been going so well. Bombay playing the slow game like a ticking bomb waiting to go off at just the right moment. Another round of that Lua S3 comes out.
Ooh, and now I feel like things are actually mounting up for Bombay, looking very strong here. Bunny Dom will get her ultimate off once again, and now Spirit Eye Celine can activate the ultimate. Immortality is up. Inlove is actually stuck in an extremely troubling spot.
Putting
Genesis
Wind Rider
Ross
on that
is
Celine was
looking
absolutely brilliant.
Genesis Ross benefiting from the idea of immortality and godhood, but unfortunately very weak at dealing with it. It's almost prophetic, you could say, in some instances. As the turn rolls over, another provoke comes out of the Lua. She's keeping this Mort engaged with her in a 1v1 that might just be his doom and his death. Can't be slept, so as you know, more of those turns passing into that S1
I get
into
it.
the Ross, who can't be hit either. Here it comes. You wanted it, Tristen.
Murder Penguin.
Absolutely a riveting amount of damage. Let's see. It does clear and hit the Mort in the back as well.
Ooh, now I would still say it's suddenly turning against Inlove, but it's still a spot where both players can win. You can imagine, depending on the build, that Mort could still come back with the Holy Sacrifice. And as long as Bunny Dominion is down for the count, and Genesis Ross can get a nice fold in on the Spirit Eye, he could still turn the game around, but no, goes down. That's his revive, and one more hit. Can he hold on?
He cannot. He has to quit.
From the Wind Rider.
I've got to see this Spirit Eye Celine.
I've got to see more action as it's unfolding right now. The Ross is down for the count, and Mort is holding it down. Now, he might be a favorite of some people's, but I don't know if he's got enough in the tank. He hasn't unleashed his S3, and he might not for the rest of all time as these provokes keep coming out. All these brats on the left side are getting him mad. And speaking of which, one more might be coming back from the grave right here in a second. And indeed, she does. Immortality, and the gates swing wide open as ML Celine proves why she's such a bothersome brat indeed.
I feel a lot of people are changing their wish list to Wind Rider as we speak.
That's indeed. Now he's got the barrier and the speed for him once again, but is it really enough? He's also got access to plenty of souls, but I could say the same for left side as well. And nobody loves souls more than these two leading ladies. Extra turns, extra attack, extra punishment. As we see it unfold one more time. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a holy sack to bring him back? No, and just like that, it's over.
Ooh, and
Fantastic
takes,
fight.
I believe that's the second win for Tsu's team. Vigchung suddenly looking like he's in a lot of danger. One more match, and I think he might be cooked.
Yeah, that was a decisive win, but Vic Chun has Faker repping from his Emperor side of his squad. Faker. Yep. And Tsu is going to be fielding with Turgwen. Let's see. Oh, he didn't even give me time to type it. He said, first pick, gimme.
Now, Turgan is a very strong player. Matched up against him many times myself. I can say whenever he has a game plan, he sticks to it and he executes that with precision. But, I mean, he's against Faker from Korea? Nah, bro. I mean, I think you got to give it a Faker, right?
This is a game set match.
I don't know. We're seeing people augmented by Tsu, the strategist supreme. Listen, I've always said it. Nobody has more potential than this man, Tsu, and nobody wastes more of it. Now, we as players, however, are empowered by the strategies of a man who has had plenty of time and only one focused goal: to win this tournament. Let's see how they do. And remember, all those Sky Stones are on the line, but there's plenty of prizes and awards for you all at home. So stay tuned as we get into the third match here. 2-0 in Tsu's favor. Let's see if he takes it over Vic Chun.
In we go.
Wait, is that the speed badge this guy has? Hold up. Yeah, did you guys see that on the profile card? The little speed icon, the red and gold?
I saw
Yeah,
nothing.
That means this guy's account has more than 5 pieces of 25 speed. This might just be one of those sleeper agents lying about. Oh my god. It's a little bit
Sleeper
crazy.
Sleeper agent.
Turgwin might be
I
aware
think
of
I
pre-banning
did
that
for
Bryce
uphill
area.
battle.
Yeah, I think this sleeper agent just woke up everybody in chat. I think everybody immediately knew who they were rooting for in this match the second they saw that speed badge. And it's okay. I'm right there with you guys. Speaking of right there, just in case you need her maid, Chloe has appeared. No one called for her. Followed up by the Crimson Armin. No one called for you either. As we turn towards Turgan on the left side, he's got to pick some lovely ladies to lead in the fight against this deadly duo on right. And the Landy's here to keep you boys awake.
She's got my
Big fan of
attention.
The Landy pick. Turgan, going for the classic strategy. I mean, you pick away the Empyrean Ilanav, and now the world is your oyster with so many defense penetration characters. But Landy on 3, even for me as a Landy enjoyer, is a little bit risky. She did get a buff recently that makes her quite hard to disturb with all of those disturbing debuffs. But oh man. You could still hold back her fighting spirit. There's still so many ways just to mess with her game plan. And I think Faker is setting up for the classic Korean style tank down where you just go support tank and, you know, damage dealers on 4 and 5 and figure out what to do. Harsetti gets locked in. We're looking to put a cap on how fast this draft can go. And of course, Setsuka versus a green damage dealer. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better character there. And, of course, Turgan goes for a opener last in the flag bearer Sigra, wondering if he's just going to be banning away that Harsetti and trying to run speed all around the 5 out of 5 speed badge Faker. Man, really is the GOAT.
Yeah, the Setsuka also looks very dangerous indeed, and there is the piece, of course, of the Nurse Yoha, always a decent band, as I said. Lots of revive, lots of capability to make this match drag out far longer than it deserves to. But we see the bands come out onto the Villager, back to Minecraft with you, as Swift Flag Bearer Sigrid can no longer make it to the operation as well. Let's get onto the table and dissect this match as we see who's going to rise and who's going to fall, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a little nervous about a superhuman Setsuka.
Wow, and Landy does take the first turn. All the immunities and protection set will be activating her greater attack buff from the artifact. S3 is going to go off immediately. We're critting into 3 characters, cannot be counterattacked, but man, Crimson Armin just really doing her job. Not a whole lot of damage being distributed around, and make Chloe. We clank up that S3 defense buff, revive buff. I mean, Faker is max relaxed with all of these buffs, holding it down for him.
Indeed, he's got an incredibly exciting team, if you're insane, on the right side there, and the immortality, the res, the healing, it's all there to be dealing plenty of support over the long term, just long enough for the Setsuka to possibly get in action and just demolish, devastate, and destroy the team. But there's somebody here that I like to call the #1 hater in Epic 7. That's that green Landy back there. The more buffs you have, the angrier she gets. Speaking of angry, just got a little bit triggered seeing that superhumanized proc up with that increased HP, ready to tank even more, and you can't tank harder than with invincibility.
And that is a very, very heads-up play from Faker there. Instead of pulling the Setsuka, superhumanizing her, which everybody in chat was looking forward to. Instead, we're going to be pulling the Crimson Armin. I mean, look at that. Another greater attack buff ultimate from Landy, completely bypassed with that play. Very, very good read on the flow of the match, and Faker is locked in for this. Nurse Yoha goes again, and Turgan's certainly stuck in a spot. Now Setsuka will be getting one of the best ultimates off in the game whenever she decides to go. Nurse Yoha, after she does her health checkup, cuts her opponents up with the scalpel, and finally Genesis Ross has to pass another turn. This has to be so uncomfortable for Turgan.
He's running out of that divinity. I didn't know that was something that ran out. I'm just a poor, simple mortal. Speaking of a mortal, I can fall for petty tricks of the eye as well, including ones that strip all the buffs and leave this Landy vulnerable. No more gab, no more sight, and she might just die in one fell fright. Ooh, that's dangerous indeed.
Oh, and the first of many Setsuka counterattacks will arrive. Extra attack comes in, and we're landing, you know, it's some damage. It's some damage. Oh, and the stun on the Landy, and that's odd. Wasn't Landy supposed to cleanse when she gets a full fighting spirit bar? I wonder, wait, what is Turgon's exclusive equipment that he runs on his Landy? It's on the S3. Oh man.
No.
I bet you wish he was running that cleanse exclusive equipment for the Landy, because losing that turn, especially when you could be tempoing up, just hurts so much.
You have to wait a little bit longer, but as we said before, this is Faker's strategy, the waiting game. Running out the turns on, of course, that divinity, waiting out the turns on that focus bar being stuck at full, gaining value all the way, and meanwhile, Setsuka is getting angrier and angrier. And when she procs, it's going to be devastating.
Can't believe this fight's not over by now. This fight's been going on for 15 rounds. We're already to Frenzy 2, and man, we've got about 7% damage on the board. This is crazy.
Genesis Ross finally gets his first turn to play the game. Soul burns in. We're gonna fold the Crimson Armament in half. That is the main tank for Faker, and the S3 drop. No, doesn't even get the kill. Genesis Ross' turn completely whiffs. It's a lot of damage, the most this match has seen, but for a Genesis Ross, I would say that's rather low.
Smash still comes down onto the Armin, looking to get rid of her as soon as possible. But even if you do, she might just be coming back. Maid Chloe with that little smirk on her face. You know exactly what she's plotting, ladies and gentlemen.
Landy gets the Wall of Order proc.
This turn needs to be absolutely huge for Turgon if he wants to overcome, just because for him, there's no sustain. Any damage he takes is permanent. Faker, even if his character dies, you can revive them. You can heal them back. But no, that Landy S3 takes out 2 characters. That is absolutely massive against Faker. And this is looking closer and closer to a Setsuka 1v however many, 1v4. Oh, the Lethal Whispers does come in. 2 more stacks. And that Setsuka is ready to party.
The clock has been ticking, waiting for it to strike at just this moment. All these nibbling little hits into the enemy, and now the damage might just swing in a massive way here. Soulburn gets back into the action. Oh, she's on the cusp and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen.
When that Landy got, I was gonna say she gets a good turn off, but now Setsuka, we're unsheathing the Demon Blade. Let's see the damage.
Oh my God!
Takes out 2 characters. I mean, the match is not getting equalized just yet, but Turgon, I think he lost a lot more there than he bargained for. And Maid Chloe S3 is ready. He's going to need to make the most out of this turn rotation and make sure Maid Chloe gets eliminated right here, right now.
I don't know if he's got the gas in the tank to do it. I mean, most of his people are already spent. It's another S3 from Arya, but is this going to do the damage he's looking? No, that he needs it to do.
The damage come through.
Wow.
And the 1 counter comes in. Setsuka needs to go crazy on this turn. I mean, the counter is fine, but she's only healing back 10% HP, and with about 25% left, I don't think it's enough. And Soulburn comes through from the Genesis Raw. She's losing all of her passive HP, getting folded in half, takes her out the match.
I told you about these heralds of Sue's victory, didn't I? You all saw the speed badge and you had the idea in your head that it was going to be a landslide victory, but the landslide had already been set. Sue's team sweeps from first to second to third match right before your eyes. That's what a tactician with preparation does when he sets his mind on a very clear goal.
Everybody that said I was crazy when I said people were underestimating Arya, there you go. That unit is not to be trifled with. And speaking of not to be trifled with, Vic's got to be smarting right now. I think he maybe wants a little bit of revenge. How about you guys say we just do an exhibition fight, streamer versus streamer, let Vic have a little bit of vengeance, let Sue defend his title?
Yeah. I mean, throw the boys up in there, right? And I think you definitely hit the key there. Due to her new exclusive equipment, Arya, not only was she providing so much value turn after turn, just as this heavy-hitting bruiser. In fact, I think she's one of the strongest hit-for-hit bruising traders in the match. But with the new exclusive equipment, also draining clutch souls away, not letting Faker just get those loops, you know, hit the gong with the maid, bring back the whole team, really taking a lot out of that game plan, especially when you start soul burning her the way Turgon was, just taking so many souls away on such a low cooldown.
I'm just excited to see if Su can get and capture the full sweep for his team here, giving him the opportunity to really dominate and show everybody. You know, when we started this tournament, a lot of people were no-saying him, you know, especially Su's inclusion among so many people, saying that he doesn't quite fit in. But I've always said, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, massive potential on this man's shoulders. Let's see some of that.
I mean, let's not forget, out of all the content creators who held a recruitment tournament, his is the only one where you needed a basic level of trigonometry as well as calculus to even be able to enter and play in that format. We can only imagine how many of your, how many troglodytes and low IQ, you know, just, what's the slur for this one, guys? The Stovies were eliminated before they were even allowed to be in Su's team. That was a very high bar to cross just to be there.
Su's tournament was a gauntlet where you had to count to 10. Now Su's gonna be counting down as he eliminates every hope on Vic Chun's side one by one till he has 0 units remaining. Let's see that match.
I'm offended by the use of stovies.
We know
Please
both
remove.
players are known for it. Su known for his heavy tank down style, whereas Vic, I mean, very, very aggressive, high-speed player. Su here banning out the nurse. Very interesting. Didn't think that was a move he was going to execute, since I would always imagine that's one of his best characters for his playstyle. Boss Arunka being locked in, I mean, of course. No better way to stop any amount of aggression than, you know, let's just pick Boss Arunka. You know, we'll figure out the rest later.
It's a good, stable place to get your footing from and figure out the rest from that point of view as well. Now, just got to say real quick for everybody wondering at home, no, I can't move my neck. These beads around them are incredibly heavy, and I can actually barely move in this costume because it's really small. I just want a second to point that out there while we're having
Vic locks in the ML Luna and Genesis Ross. These are two very tanky light units that both seal, so might be looking to shrug off a lot of the passive Su is picking. Empyrean Ilanav here looking like a no-brainer inclusion for this strategy, but thinking about it, is he going to lock that in? Bystander Hwayong being hovered. Strays being covered, I think maybe a little less likely.
Yeah,
but there we go. Yeah, man. Why are we pretending? You know, like, ooh, am I gonna go for a stray?
There was the muse. Oh, actually, no. I get to say this as a form of knowledge checking. The guy hovering the Muse Rima before, I'm pretty sure was hovering Muse Rima because he beat Su's tournament with the Muse Rima, and that was his waifu. I think that might be the same guy. He waifu'd the hell out of Muse Rima and actually used it multiple times in like some brain-busting strategy. So I'm pretty sure that was a send-up for his waifu. Speaking of waifus, Vic Chun's got the Tamarin coming out, now PvP playable, ladies and gentlemen, in 2026. Did you have that on your bingo card? No. Unfortunately, there might have been some more pressing issues. Speaking of which, after the Idol Showdown, we've got some other favorite Idol girls coming out, such as Smart Falcon, a lovable idol dressed up for the stage. Nope, wrong game. In fact, it's going to be the Mean Bean Machine Green Celine locked in right here, ladies and gentlemen. Or Urban Shadow Shoe, sure, why not? It wasn't even green. It wasn't even. How did you go from green rogue brief to dark warrior in?
That was one hell of a pivot. My man, even being a TFT player himself, could not process that. Looking to wrap up the rest of his draft, though, I would say Vic goes for extremely flexible strategy. I mean, he's got the debuffs coming out from Luna. He's got the splash damage from the Luna and the Shu. And on top of that, he's got a lot of nuking power coming in from both the Ross and the Shu being supported by that PvP Tamarin. Only thing he lacks is, you know, just that little bit of bulk. And so identifying that immediately drops to Landy. We already seen Landy do work once. And surely if she comes out, Landy's going to be doing work again.
I am here for a 300 speed warfare set Tamarin. You think that's what we're seeing here? Is that like Vic is cooked up for us?
Hell no!
It's gonna be very hard to hit 300 speed without a speed set, but
Did you see it? Did you see a speed badge on Vic when he came in? Hell no! You didn't see any of that.
yeah, I would say if he was lucky, that Tamarin's probably 250 speed, and there it is with so many units that's vulnerable to the disrupt. Death Dealer Ray comes in, Landy banned out for Sue since that is just going to be his highest tempo unit, and Genesis Ross being taken out under threat of that Empyrean Illanav. So overall, I would say Vic actually gets himself a splash damage strategy that looks quite good in a slightly longer match.
Especially with such deadly, debilitating debuffs on his right side, as of course welcomed by the Death Dealer Ray, who's on the match just supplied our good man tristenwulf with a healthy dose of that copium that made him think that 300 speed Tamarin was about to show up. And he's got even more to say as his team gets underway, getting that first little chunk of a hit into Botsarunka. Plenty more will come. Plenty more is going to come as we get underway with the Infinite Horizon Acades taking her turn, going for the stun, getting a little bit cheeky, but not getting the reward.
Ooh, Zap comes in, and I believe that is a Resistance Urban Shadow Shu now going back into stealth. And Tamarin now finally takes the stage in RTA in a non-meme setting. We got the Magaraha's Tome as well. That is going to be her best aggressive and slot artifact. Props the S2, gives her team the turn, and look at that, already at 80% combat readiness herself. Ray goes again, and now, I mean, look how fast they're going. One hit comes out from the Luna, does get resisted by the boss, but oh boy, I love what Vic's cooking up. This is going to be a storm coming in.
If I expect a boss that's as tanky, that's as resistant, that's as boring as ever, I'm going to expect it from my man Sue. I mean, this guy is just the king of boring. You turn into any of his chats, he's talking about card games. He's the biggest stand for all these other gacha games. He's a real aficionado. When I think glasses and a plan, this is my man. And speaking on the right side, we see Vic Chun really going in fast and furious. Why? Because he wants to get the hell back to sleep. We woke him up at 5 a.m. for this tournament, and he's telling his wife, I'll be back in bed soon. 6 a.m. is when he's planning to get himself back into the bed, and he is rushing for it.
Lane comes out from Empyrean Illanav, and that is the cool part about playing Tamarin Death Dealer Ray. When you S1, your auto attack will be getting at least an AoE check for that Venom, as well as the AoE detonate. That looked really cool, but I think Vic is starting to fall behind on tempo. That Botsarunka in the front really holding it down. In fact, shrugging off all the debuffs, even with the hit effectiveness up buff from Vic. So Vic's looking like he's in a bit of danger here.
That Cure wand proccing from the Death Dealer Ray. Do I know what it does? No. But it did proc.
It looked funny, okay? It looked funny.
It looked funny. It was on the screen for a couple seconds. Speaking of on the screen, 18 burns have appeared. We need a Firefire unit to put that out. A Firefire unit would actually be kind of dope. You would even be a warrior and a Soul Weaver. Speaking of a Soul Weaver, we got the action from Death Dealer Ray, sneaking a little bit of sleeping pills across the enemy team. These girls taking a quick nap, but they might be woken up a quick from the attack. These rat attack coming out. As the damage and the debuffs, and of course the venom stings its way through their hearts, injury coming out a plenty.
But unfortunately for Vic, resistance just looking too high for Sue across the board. If he had more injury built up, that might have been a bit more damage, might have been a bit more favorable, but as is, ooh, Sue is still holding it down. Tamarin once again puts on another show for us, healing up the team, topping them off, and I mean, looking tired after the show. Botsarunka finally going for the soul burn, gets the defense break. Curo lands, detonate the burn. Ooh, Vic has just lost ML Luna. We lost our biggest way to the debuff. 4 souls for Vic. It's not looking too good.
Yep, now we might see something interesting here as the buff and the barrier is put up to get this Holiday Euphine back in action. She'll snuff out that shoe from her stealth really quick and perhaps put on a couple more burn debuffs as well. You have to see, this is the problem with the Tamarin. She's got the speed and she's got the set, but not the effectiveness to effect resistance to block these burns, which are really taking a dangerous chunk out of her HP. Now we need the Urban Shoe to get up stat and quick as she takes her, what, 33rd peck at the Bossarunka?
And you know, you put it perfectly, Divine. These might not be big hits, and even the fully rep ultimate was only 400 damage, but these pegs are starting to really add up. I mean, Bossarunka's max HP now only 15,000. We're dropping another S3 down on the Tamarin, lands the defense break. Not going to be doing enough damage. Frenzy 4 lands. The battlefield is turning red, and we are seeing the Blood Moon hit the board. Oh, Infinite Horizon Acadie now. I mean, we're inverting 2 debuffs, but desperate times calls for desperate measures. We are doing all we can. 2 stealth buffs on the... Uh-oh, is that...
Guys, this just in. Very Hungry Dragon sets Pop Idol on fire. News at 11.
News at 11 as the follow-up comes through here. The damage, the burns are applied. The Empyrean Elnav has a chance to get a part of the action, slices and dices. I'm pretty sure that bird is going to take care of the rest. We'll see Tamarin at the next CM. I hear that it's a sprint CM, so happy to have you back there as we keep pushing this girl, Holiday Euphine, back into the action.
Hey, Valky, did you notice the interesting thing there when Acadie's transmitted those buffs? She put a stealth on Arunka.
Yeah. I mean, that's not exactly what you want to see, because now, I mean, you can just attack right through Holiday Euphine, getting one-tapped immediately. I mean, oh man, now the Death Dealer, right? The injury. This has just became a 1v1 between the Bossarunka as well as the Urban Shadow Shoe.
Little did Sue know
I mean,
Acadie's
Big
was a
Ridley
sleeper
way
agent
through.
working for Vic-Chun.
It was on all his tanks as well. Listen, if there's anything I've known Sue to lose to, it's bad luck.
I guarantee it. Worry not. The doctor is a patient.
Puts the Bossarunka to sleep as well. Urban Shadow Shoe, full HP. I mean, just running it down, and another detonate. 200 health left on this Bossarunka. Not long for this world. I mean, you do take out the Ray, but finally
Giant
fully loaded.
rat
The
gun.
Urban Shadow Shoe, we're gonna get our squad together, and for one last job, we take out the Bossarunka. The Mathletes will not be making a full sweep. Vic-Chun does secure 2 points for the super team, but final score will be 3-2. Suzumiya, Haruhi, and her brigade will be moving on in this tournament, Battle of the Alphas.
90,000-pound Bossarunka.
It does go away towards making the score 3-2, but of course, Vic-Chun, with the rest of his team bowing out, still loses. Sue moves on to our record-breaking spot in the finals, and you'll be seeing that and plenty more underway in a couple seconds as we get the next set of matches underway. Possibly a little something for everyone who stayed so far. Is that right, Tristen?
I think it's a good time to... Valky, do you have any ideas of what we can make the chat do? For everybody here, before Valky opens his mouth, I want you could click ! giveaway to find the link to it, but jump in the Discord, look for a room called Game Show. This is where you're going to answer. This is how we're going to determine the winners. I think 5's a nice number, right? Yeah, let's give away 5 coupons, both to Twitch and to YouTube.
All right, yeah, make sure you guys are in the, what's the exact name of the channel again, Tristen?
Exact name of the channel is Game Show.
Game Show. Find the Game Show channel, guys. I'm gonna ask you guys to either type in something or draw something, okay? And the first 5 people to do it correctly to the prompt, Tristen will DM you a coupon code. And I mean, it is Hunt Buff right now, so would be nice to have, but the first, you say 5 people, Tristen?
We'll do 5. We'll let 5 people from YouTube and 5 people from Twitch. So we'll give away 10 codes on this one. So along with their response, they have to post what channel they're from. They'll have to, you know, here is my answer. I am so and so from YouTube, etc., etc.
Okay, got it. All right, here's your first prompt, guys. So I guess it's 5 from Twitch, 5 from YouTube. So first 10 people to post a picture of the biggest demon in RTA right now.
A picture of the biggest demon in RTA right now. All right, guys.
I mean, I don't know who that is, but the biggest demon in RTA right now. Show me that.
All right. While they're chewing on that, it's now going to be Ace Trainer versus Xander. Would you like to pull these boys in for a little bit of a chat? Ace Trainer and D Xander, are you guys hanging out here? You want to talk about your teams a little bit? What you guys are going to be bringing to the next fight? How confident you guys are feeling?
Yes. So I prepared a lot with my teammates after running tournament to select them based on these different criterias, right? And honestly, I was preparing a lot from looking at E7GG, the classic Vic Chun study group kind of thing, right? And I feel pretty confident in terms of all my teammates, but in particular, I'm so hyped for Noradox playing because he's my newbie teammate.
Yeah?
I had a chance to sort of cast my tournament with him when I was recruiting for the team slot, and his like game knowledge and enthusiasm for the game blew my mind that he was only like a 7-month account. So
it's a very tactical it's a very tactical strategy. I think in a lot of ways the newbie match or the new player match is the one where some good guidance can swing the results the most. So I like the strategy. I like your head there.
Yes.
I can tell you're hyped about your first match because your first teammate to fight's name is Hyper. So Hyper from Team Ace Trainer going up against Kate Z from Team Xander. Xander, what'd you do to prep for this match? How do you feel about your chances?
We can win. I trust on Kate. He doesn't play a lot of RTA, but I think he can win.
All right, guys. Well, are you ready to get this match rolling?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. I'll send you back to be with your teammates, and we will get this fight started. All right.
Sometimes I think that the secret to a high win rate is that you don't play too much. I'm going to be honest with you. So, sounds good to me.
Since it's their first match, we'll let first pick be chosen by random. This is the champion player from Team Ace Trainer versus the champion player from Team Xander. In we go.
We've got this match underway, ladies and gentlemen. I'd be doing remiss if I wasn't as Hyper himself. Going for the first pick here. Hopefully not too much weighing on him, unlike these beads, which I won't stop mentioning. They are making my neck crink, but might have a healer for me underway. As you can see, made Chloe available. Still, Ruel permanently banned for the whole tournament. You can thank me and Valk for that. Won't be seeing any of that demon across these seas this week as we get into that first pick here in just a couple seconds. And it is Genesis Raw. Seen him a couple times already. He can't exactly heal, but he can definitely deal the damage.
Yeah, a little bit preemptive since Empyrean Ilinav's still going to be up. She will be reducing all of defense penetration damage by up to 70%. So very early Genesis Ross pick, perhaps played just as a primer, but Kite's already locking in. Empyrean Ilinav, May Chloe, this is... I mean, that's Old Faithful, whenever you have those two locked in, no damage penetration, no splash damage. As long as you counterpick your opponent correctly, it will be very, very, very difficult to kill you. Yeah, coming back to Hyper, hovering the ML Payra here, one of the ways you can overcome something like this defensive setup is with a lot of turn, a lot of tempo. But ML Luna's not bad either. You can always soul burn just to get rid of every single buff possible. And with Belly and Global Band as well, I mean, all Soulburn action is more or less ready for action, rather. And third pick, Zeo being locked in. I'm surprised this one wasn't taken out by Global Bands. This was chosen by the teams. And whenever Zeo is in the game, if you can get him on third pick, well, the other player completely are eliminated from being able to aggro you or cleave you. A very powerful pick right now in the current RTA metagame.
Yeah, with those recent buffs, he's gone from Zeo to Hero as he goes underway. I can do better commentary than that, and I shall do better because our main girl, Spirit Eye Celine, is on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. A very fair and balanced unit, followed up by the Infinite Horizon Acades. Seeing a lot of her today, and I don't mind it as well. A supreme supporter in all sorts of ways, and lighting the way for a quadruple light draft on right side. Can he go for the Quinpeat? Can he hit the LeBron James of light units on right side? Well, Sigrid's going to be coming out on the left, the flag bearer ready to lead the team to victory, and having that good synergy with the Zeo as well, as Hyper looks to pick that audacious and that threatening last pick on his side as well. Will it be some damage? Will it be some support? Will it be a last second pivot into a completely different character? I knew it. I wasn't going to say the Vivian this time because we went all the way from a light mage to a fire thief. And it's Setsuka.
Setsuka is a very strong pick versus Mei Chloe. You're always in a standoff where the first player to use their ultimate cooldown generally tends to be the one at a disadvantage. If Mei goes first, all of her buffs can be stripped by the Setsuka. If Setsuka goes first, well, then Mei can just cleanse all the debuffs. So this is the real Wild West showdown right now. And finally, last pick from Kites does pick up that Lionheart Hermia, but I reckon she's probably going to get banned if you're sporting a Setsuka as well as a flag bearer Sigrid here. Now, both players really taking their time, and I would say if you've been playing a lot of RTA right now, I think Kite's team is probably closer to what you're looking for on the ladder, because with Ruelf light global ban as well as Nurse pre-ban, I don't think you get better revivers than the Mei Chloe, than the Spirit Eye Celine. Lionheart Hermia remove as well as the flag bearer Sigrid. Just such a powerful move, especially at high effectiveness against slower players. And loading into the match, Zeo, to no one's surprise, should be grabbing that first turn, and 4 souls to his name. How does he use them? How does he play around them? Let's find out right now.
Yes, Zeo, with that increased amount of speed recently, sounds like somebody got a little bit too much of that 25 speed gear, so Zeo need to get a little bit of those hops. I hear they put those Skittles, like that Skittle packet that's like flavored, supposed to be like Kool-Aid, in his drink at the morning of the day, and he has just been buzzing around like the little brat he is ever since, as the turn gets passed over the Infinite Horizon Acades after his decree.
And we are going to be pushing that Celine above the Luna, looking for a little proactive action there. We're soul burning our first time. Extra 50% damage, 33k, completely knocks the Luna out of the park.
What's he been feeding that Celine?
I mean, considering that he needed to push the Celine in order to catch
no.
We're going again into the Setsuka.
Oh no.
20k knocks her out. That just happened.
Yeah, that.
This is like a scene where like there's the part in the ships where the two ships meet, and the one pirate ship boards the other, and then they all take out their swords, and 2 guys get shot in the face immediately and die. Like, that's what I just saw.
911. Yeah, I need to report a murder. Yeah, just it happened right in front of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe your play there is to, I don't know, Soulburn, collapse, seal the Celine first, and then kill her again on the revive, but... Oh man, Genesis Ross stuck in such a difficult spot right now. Oh, that Spirit Eye Celine, high damage, being pushed up by the Infinite Horizon Acades, completely caught Hyper by surprise. I think right now he's having a little bit harder of a time processing his turns, and maybe the next step of his battle plan. This is looking like a rough game for Ace Trainer's team.
Yeah, we have 2 deities on left side, right? It even says deity every time Zeo gets hit, and I'm not sure. This is what's the line? What's a man to a god?
It's a go to a non-believer because Spirit Eye Celine just does not believe she could lose to this match.
Water's Origin, making sure that the team is nice, hale, hearty, and healthy to get back into the action there as, I mean, God. I'm saying God right now. I'm saying God, and I'm not quite sure I believe in these two in front of me, but they're gonna have to pull it out somewhere. They're gonna have to dig deep and get the victory, and it starts right here with the immediate collapse that it's gonna do its best. It's gonna do its best.
I mean, the collapse and the seal are nice on the Imperial Illinav, but literally every single character on Kite's team can cleanse, so that debuff is not staying around for long. And one soul burn takes out the Zeo, and another hit goes in. 24k, whoo, just knocks the Ross into the revive. You are no longer a god, but just a man.
I just like to remind people that Zeo has innate defense. Like he innately, has.
I mean, I would say he's doing a lot better than that. He takes half damage while DFI was up, and Spirit Eye Celine just said, yeah, half these nuts, bro.
Dude, Hyper's got 5 souls. He could turn this around with those 5 souls.
I think he's taking those 5 souls.
Tournament. He's saving them for next tournament. Don't worry, guys.
He'll use those souls in Epic 8, guys.
This is a problem, I must say. I think if you come out of a match with 50 souls and you don't spend them, we maybe needed to balance those resources a little bit. Try some Balatro. Can't be hitting Final Shop with $50 in your pocket. But that's an immediate quick win.
When Xander said he will win, he was not messing around there, was he?
No. I think he trained some monsters.
He trained some monsters indeed. And speaking of monsters, we have his newbie, Sky Linux. And Sky Linux from Team Xander will be going up against, I mean, it's hard for me not to root for somebody with dogs in their name, Nora Dogs from Team Ace Trainer. This is your newbie fight. These are people whose accounts were created in 2025. These people are all less than 12 months and 10 days old. So let's see what they can bring to the fight.
Yep, and remember, one of them has a speed badge.
Now,
I mean, no. I mean, for the last matchup, maybe, right? But for this one, I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due. For an account that is under 1 year old to hit Emperor last season and also to be an Emperor for this current season, Noradoc's been putting in the work. So Skyline Sex is going to need to really step it up if he doesn't want to just get completely walked like a dog in this exact matchup. And because Ace Trainer is going to need it, he's going to need at least one of his teammates to be able to clutch it up for him to come back. I mean, Vic was able to clutch up his match, but oh, if your team gets swept, you are still in a very, very rough spot.
All right, guys, they're all ready. So let's push the buttons and watch these newbies go at this little slap fest with their their low end gear and not having lots of units and relatable teams.
Like 2 seconds away from throwing this hat to the wind. As the battle has been paused, the battle will now resume. I'm freaking this. I hate having. It is terrible to have a headset on and a pirate's hat at the same time. You got to be kidding me. This cannot work.
Yeah, both players really taking their time, even a little bit of extra time to figure out their pre-bans, and I hope they did their research on their opponents because being able to target ban in a tournament setting like this is a very powerful tool. And there it is. The bans do go through, but once again, a little bit of a pause coming through. Imperial Illinav finally being banned out. That is the default pre-ban for all aggro players right now. The moment you knock that one out the park, all the damage penetration characters like the Genesis Ross are now online. A little bit surprised the Renok's not coming through though. Nerves finally being picked up. This character was banned pretty much every other match we've seen today, and if she's not banned, she's coming out, and she's coming out swinging.
I mean, her best friend Genesis Ross is on the right. Nora is Nora. I'm not going to assume the gender of a dog, but yeah, you can't let Genesis Ross hang out with a sexy nurse. Bad things will happen.
Got to break up that combo, as well as Eupheme being hovered, but there's quite a bit of options, especially when you have that first pick nurse. I would even say one of my favorites, especially after Warfare set, Dark Corvus. You get the turbo boost from nurse, and you get a one-tap Genesis Ross. But ML Luna being picked up, we're looking to not only support our team, but also pepper down Skyline with a lot of splash damage, as well as if he does go for some defensive, we're locking down those passives as well.
Yeah, we're locking down and we're locked into New Moon Luna and her full moons on for full view as Skyline gets to pick out those next two units and his third pick band protection unit here. Now, the tournament doesn't have too many special rules here, of course, with those 7 pre-bans, but he's going to opt in possibly to the Renak, not falling for that. No, not anytime soon. Nice pivot from green to green, as he might get something here in the means, in the weeds here, and it is the Lone Wolf Para backing him up.
This is Renok's first appearance today, isn't it?
You know what, now that you mention it, that's kind of true. I would have thought Azia was going to come through for Skyline, but for Nora rather, but Harsetti is just going to be as good as it gets if you're trying to limit your opponent's ability to be able to play fast. And Skyline there dropping the 1-2 punch with the Festive Ida Arbiter Villager, looking to play the counter aggression game here. And of course, MLK Ron as the final bastion of defense being lined up. Red Flam being taken out, as well as Genesis Ross. So Noradox going with a very tanky lineup, whereas Skyline very much all in, but you do have to play it through that very annoying Harsetti, who will be seizing up the first turn. So how much of that can you make?
I'll commend you for trying. But it's far from enough.
S3 drops from the Harsetti, and you see plenty of debuffs immediately washed away by the Festive Ida, who has something to say in response to all those debilitating debuffs. She's got a little response of her own. We're seeing silence, first of all, as well as many others, and there's still a follow-up to be had as well. A stun on Kayron's head, plenty of fixed damage. Speaking of fix, this school nurse Yoha might have to fix up her team real quick before things get even worse, ladies and gentlemen.
Festive Ida, they're landing through so many debuff, the silence, the stuns the Kayron as well. Big tough turn for the nurse there. We're gonna soul burn 1 S1 in, only 1 stack of bleed, 2 stack of bleed.
Oh.
The detonate, not enough to eliminate the Renok, but I'm sure Luna can finish the job here.
Battle has been paused. An interesting tech indeed to buy just a couple seconds. Could you imagine E7 World Cup, like seeing somebody on the stage, like fiddling with their phone a little bit just to to mess with the connection long enough to get a quick pause so they can think about something? No, not going to be able to buy that much time. The battle has to restart because the action won't stop, ladies and gentlemen, and it's an immediate strike with the S2 into that Renak, putting her back as Alexa's basket procs twice, and that would be nice, except there's no effect. And the kill, though, however, giving RB the reset.
Harsetti being eliminated as well is very bad for Noradox. Para revving up that engine. We are getting into the action, cleansing every single debuff, and now the moment the nurse gets taken out, I don't even know if the Kayron can impact the board state anymore, but Luna's going to be the final batch in here, looking to solo this match. We're soul burning, locking away every single passive. Oh man, no passive for RB, no passive for Festive Ida. Now it is up to the Para to finish off this game, and we're trying really hard to get that Kayron out of prison and back in the action. A one hit here. Finally, we get the counterattack buff up. Can't the RB finish the job? No passive here, so if he dies, this game is over. Takes out the Luna counterattack. Here it comes. That's a miss.
It's a miss. Oh my god. Okay, let's see the damage this time. It's more misses. And it's not exactly spectacular damage, but it's building up that meter. And when he does, he's going to get very pissed, and he's going to get very...
Oh no, that's That's so unfortunate, but cleanses himself and steals the bar right before the Arbiter Villager revive. S3 comes in, such ignorance for the Twisted Island, K-Ron. You do not know my game, and the splash damage sends home Skyline.
Let's go. What a turnaround.
He came in clutch at the last second, double cheeked up, ready to put his hands right up the right side team and drag everyone on his side to a very forceful victory. The dogs are barking. No, they're howling. As you know, there is an alpha right now, very proud of this pup, taking it all home for victory.
And that's exactly what Ace Trainer's team needed. They needed somebody, anyone, to get their foot in the door, get that first win, so at least they have a fighting chance of being able to come back into this. But the set has been now equalized. Very well played from Nora Dogs.
All right. Congratulations, Team Ace Trainer, for bringing home a point. Valky, I'm not so good with pronouncing. I don't want to embarrass myself and mispronounce the name. So if you could please pronounce the member from Xander's team and the member from Ace Trainer's team for me, I would appreciate it.
Left side is Absolute Resistance, and then right side is Nico Ni. So left side is 15%, right side is Nico Ni.
Nico need to get into this next match, ladies and gentlemen, as there's more action under the way, and I can't wait to witness even more of it. And there's not a 1% chance, a 2% chance, a 3% chance. There's absolutely a 15% chance I'm giving you that I'm going to be unable to resist at all the temptations of the action on display right here. I'm just making up words to buy time, and I've bought enough because we have first pick going over to the right side here as we get underway. The teams are ready. It looks like we've got the scoreboard at 1-1 as we're ready to get this match under the sun and in the purview of this Battle of the Alphas tournament.
Okay.
Nico is going to need that first pick going up against another Impurity member. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about these guys. Asia server. These guys are some of the most creative aggro players around, pioneering that Spirit Eye Selene. Mind you guys, pre-buff Spirit Eye Selene aggro tech. So I'm really always really excited to watch these guys cook and see what kind of crazy combos they're going to be putting together. But as you guys all know, whenever Zio is in the game, first pick also has absolute advantage when it comes to aggro. So we'll see how this draft develops.
All right, the fighters are ready. Are you two ready for this one to roll in?
Always, man. You know it.
Let's go.
Yeah, Nico need asking not to be bullied in this upcoming match. As a result, I've decided to leak their address, just a joke, as K-Ron is going to be coming in. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw this Aki unit, I literally sat there and said, that's K-Ron, right? The whole time I was like, that just K-Ron in the fifth world? And then people were like, no, Aki fights K-Ron. I'm like, K-Ron fights K-Ron? That's crazy. Now that's the story I wanted to see, but we've already got a tale unfolding before us right now as Towercorn's favorite player, Nico needs to pick that first unit on their side of the draft right here. And what's it going to be? Bans go out to Renak and some of our usual suspects. And speaking of usual suspects, Empyrean Ilnev steps up to the board.
Actually very surprised she survived the ban phase yet again, just because I know for a fact there's an aggro player in the draft, and whenever Empyrean Ilnev is up, you gotta think to yourself like, oh man, am I just force banning her, or am I going for I don't know, like, am I going for some kind of crazy high tempo composition where I'm just gonna brute force the damage in? It always gets very difficult. You have to have so many. She just creates a whole new branch in your decision making tree. But you know who makes decision making a lot easier? Nurse Yolha. You take her out, you can play her aggressively with high HP units, you play her defensively as a reviver. There's just so many things you could do with this character, and she's easy on the eyes too, man.
Yeah, Nurse Yulhall gives me a whole new branch to play with defensively as Swift Flagbearer Secret comes out, of course, to back her up, and the Ahmed coming out on the right side, followed up by the Spirit Eye Selene. If you were concerned she wasn't going to show up, well, there she is, ladies and gentlemen, under the third pick protection as well.
Crazy early Ahmed pick.
Yeah, Ahmed Celine, I would almost even say it's a steel pick. You're taking it away from left side absolute resistance over there. I mean, I would say you could still play aggro out of the spot, but you're gonna need a Zeo because in the game, especially with Re-Knock and the pre-ban, not a lot of characters can reasonably race that spirit or race that Ahmed and come out on top. So this is going to be a big rotation, locking in the Aki. So wow, taking an absolutely aggressive position right there for resistance, and we're looking at a bit of a maybe bunny dom action.
I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I am excited to see what Aki's going to bring to this fight.
Gives a lot of access to souls, especially when you don't have any, right? You know what is a soul? It is the flame of life, and Aki is ready to burn away a plenty at his, as Sinful Angelica comes out on board as well. Interesting to see that pick here as well.
Yeah, that's a really interesting pick. You're not really blocking away any revives against resistance, but maybe she's on like some kind of opening initiation setup, and with Spirit Eye Celine on 3 locked away so safely, as long as you protect her, as long as you surround her with all of these supports, you always have a chance to come back into the game. Dragon Bride Senya gets locked in as well. I mean, you already have the Spirit Eye Celine 3, just park yet another tank in front of her, right? Like, can't go wrong with that one.
Now, Dragon Bride Senya from the depths of the sea, poking out a little bit to see what is going on up here as left side picks their final unit here.
Dragon Bride Senya fresh off of her balance patch with her new buffs.
We'll see some of those in effect possibly here. I think one of the sooner characters to be buffed, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see. And of course, Rat Attack comes out on left side last. Good way to chip through a lot of these big, bulky tanks, whittle them away, and then put the punishment on them with the injury.
Yeah, 2 very high HP characters here for Nico Ni. So Urban Shadow Shoe looking to farm an incredible amount of value, and Swift's Flag Bearer Cigarette, that is almost like a mouthful right there. There's a bit of a tongue twister, gets banned out, and Dragon Bride Senya gets removed. We are not looking forward to having the shield on her, the cleanse for the Spirit Eye Celine. We're looking to ape her down and just completely remove her from the fight. Game breaks down, and of course Ahmed takes the very clutch first turn, and let me just say, I do not like Aki when Aki doesn't get to play the game, but both a effect nullifier as well as a skill nullifier comes
Everybody's protected. Everybody's wearing protection right now on both sides of the team. Nobody wants to deal with anything.
That stuff is no joke.
That stuff is no joke. Speaking of no joke, you've got the Gab on top of Spirit Eye Celine's head. If you saw damage before, you might be saying an even crazy amount now. Now, speaking of stuff that you've seen piled on again and again, immortality. Am I right, folks? So, dog, I heard you like immortality. So I'll put immortality on top of your immortality so that when you're immortal, you're also immortal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dog?
I think these units might need more buffs.
So I put nullifiers on your skill nullifier, on your skill nullifier, on your effect nullifier. All these characters taking their turn, well, no damage nor effects are going to be coming down because, well, everything's going to be nullified because you like them nullifiers, right?
You
and
like them
finally, our
nullifiers.
check marks are hitting correctly. Nurse Yolha, we are dragging and we are pulling our Urban Shadow Shoe, superhumanized. And wait, let's see this action go down. Aki, I just realized, finally gets a soul burn, everything completely protected. This could be big. We're going in on the Spirit Eye Celine.
Lots of burns.
Oh no, that's a crit too, but don't worry, skill nullifier, Scott is covered.
Ooh, that's an immediate explosion. That damage clears and puts his target away for good. No amount of protection saves you from Aki. He's looking just about as upset as the first person to watch those buffs just a little bit of a while ago, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're gonna work down the Ahmed as well. Immediate GG called. Absolute resistance taking the match over Nico Ni. 8th Trainer team starting the reverse sweep process, now up 2-1.
Outstanding. You know what? That's not enough for either side to have a decisive victory. We're going to need the streamers themselves to pull up to decide this round.
Let's put
Yes,
it
now keep in mind, Chad, Ace Trainer's team is up 2-1, but this final matchup will be worth 2 points. So if Xander wins this best of one, he can actually flip the matchup. So Ace Trainer being Ace Trainer, I would say, is a more consistent legend player, but as you guys can see from the difference in the frames, Xander has been to E7 WC, so I think both players kind of got their own edge to it.
That was an impressive showing thus far, but we've only seen the first mates, the swab deckers, all the other people on board of these ships. No, we've seen the pups. Now the alphas take to the stage, and each of them are ready, rip-roaring, to get into the action and take a tear out of each other. Let's see this match. I'm waiting for the action. I know everybody else is, especially because we've got some more prizes for all you land lovers after this match. So let's get into it and make this one to remember.
Xander opting for that first pick. We know he's an aggro player, and we know aggro players like first pick, and the moment he gets that locked in, I wonder if he's just going to drop Zeo on Ace Trainer. A lot of the options can go down, but that is really going to be determined by the pre-bans and whether or not both players can find a way around each other. We're looking at an unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
Speaking about immovable objects, Nurse Yulhot needs to move out of the way. Both players pre-banning that. Don't want to see too much of that action after the last match. And we said it before, we'll say it again. Empyrean Ilnev is the star of today's tournament. With the pre-ban selected out, she's certainly the queen of the ball, but there's another queen on her way. Maid Chloe might have some dusting and cleaning to do with all these ruffians that appear up on Xander's side, and most importantly, she may be able to clean up and put this match in the trash for good.
Yeah, Ace Trainer is denied the best tank in the game, but as we've seen, Crimson Armin is not far behind in terms of how much he can mitigate, as well as picking up that Maid Chloe. So Ace Trainer, you know, like, we're kind of taking up a defensive stance, and as you would expect from a heavy tank down player, I mean, I've been playing against this guy since like Season 3, and this guy has never deviated from the slow and steady wins the race.
Yep, I've already got a pillow ready for Ace Trainer because it seems like he's going to put one over my head and put me to sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, exciting light units on the left side. I might get some more light on the right. Let's see what kind of leading ladies come out on the draft here. No, possibly the Genesis Ross getting selected into the second slot there. Now let's see what he opts to protect.
No escaping
The
There it is. And we're finally getting spicy. Hecate, one of the new exciting units from last month, but until Warfare set came out exactly 2 days ago, I would say she was kind of having a hard time in RTA, really not cracking the top of the metagame. But now that she has access to Warfare set, being able to rip that ultimate first turn, just getting the damage out immediately, let's see if this is the difference that it takes for her to become a meta mainstay.
Katie, being the queen of tartar sauce, is definitely going to throw a kink in Ace Trainer's plans to have Maid Chloe keep his team alive. But Afternoon Soak Flan's going to bring some additional challenges backed up by that opener Renak.
Yeah, and Xander, actually, the more aggressive player, taking the defensive stance, picking up not only the Harsetti, but also the Setsuka as well, just completely being forced into a defensive position. And finally, Flagbearer Sigrid comes out once again for the more aggressive player out of the two. And, yeah, Xander actually being put in a, I would say, uncomfortable position for him. I think Ace Trainer actually found a very aggressive draft for what he was doing, but still a very tough matchup whenever you're going against Empyrean Ilnev.
Well, luckily, it won't be for too long because the match is heating up. It looks like it might be a lot faster than Ace Trainer had even predicted it might be. Those are some fierce ladies on either side, and I can't wait to see the action they bring to the table here as we get underway into the game.
Renak does take that first turn, and immediately we're looking to pilfer the Setsuka. Gets the stats, no counterattack. And here I have to point out, oh, looks like he's just all miss. Okay, scary. I was actually gonna say, I wonder if he's gonna take this opportunity to actually kill the Genesis Ross first with the Afternoon Soak Flan, because that way Ross doesn't get the revive. Hextee blocks revive for the entire board here, but no, looks like we're just going to be all-inning the Hecate here. Takes her out. That's a lot of damage. Oh my goodness.
That's a mighty scary flam we got there.
Now the Empyrean Ilnav needs to shore up the defenses on this team, gets the S3 out and prepares to get that wall of Indomitable up for everybody else, but the Renak is already back on the attack as she spies and sees her target and gets some more damage on that Empyrean Ilnav, taking a little bit of a break as well to go into stealth as Genesis Ross picks over what might be his next target. Collapse is going to land up onto the Afternoon Soak Flan. Let's see his follow-up.
Got her folded. Let's see if this damage is going to be enough to punch through. It's going to have to be in order to make this comeback.
Seal makes her vulnerable, and down she goes.
May Chloe, though, immediately we got the follow-up turn, and whew, welcome back, Flan. You know, you were gone for a second. We missed you, and Crimson Armin, immediately we got S3. Is this going to be the turn that Ace Trainer is looking for? And no, instead, we're just going to use Flam for one more shot off the ultimate. Setsuka was going to strip the invincibility anyway, and oh, look at that. Ignores effect resistance, strips everything. That has to be an uncomfortable turn for Ace Trainer there.
Well, he needs to save the S3 possibly for this position, get his units up into a point where he can protect them. The Empyrean Ilnav looking to do some damage. Soul Burns here for the extra damage on that meanwhile. It gets a chunk in, but not enough to really make a difference here, I'd say. So Renak gets back with her blade, ready to do some tagging here.
Xander, very good target selection. Working on that Renak first, Renak being the main carry now for Ace Trainer. As long as Renak's alive, I think Xander's always going to be in a lot of danger, but Setsuka is slowly ramping up with every counterattack, and now she goes twice, 2 stacks away from that big pop-off. We've seen that carry a game earlier today. Can she do it again? That is, oh God, I'm getting flashbacks of bad times.
Bad times indeed. Now, Renak getting back into it, pilfering the Genesis Ross. That's one. Can she get one more? And there it is.
There's ecstasy in
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Here, have a taste.
Kicked right through the wall.
And Crimson Armin gets it done. Does keep the Renak alive, and she's in stealth. We're able to avoid this damage from the Setsuka now. Soul burning. We're shooting into the maid. Water's Origin letting her hang on by barely a single thread. Genesis Ross working very slowly. We take out the Crimson Armin, and he still has 2 turns left on his divinity. This is looking quite scary for Ace Trainer. And one more soul burn comes down on the maid. No crit though. Surely this does not get the hit. And May Chloe 2 turns away from being able to get the revive off. And another miss, another counterattack from the Setsuka. Renak has so much on her shoulders. She needs to get this done. S3 is going to come through. Finally, we're going in. Oh boy.
It's going to be a nail biter as it comes down to the numbers, but Setsuka gets blown away, and the maid Chloe with the soul burn is able to activate right here, ladies and gentlemen. She gets the one more turn and can push into her S3, bringing back all her comrades with one big swing, and it comes down, knocking up what was once gone, has returned to the battlefield, and this Genesis Ross stands alone before the full might of 4 flowers blooming in the fight.
Oh man, and we were saying Genesis Ross had 2 turns left on the revive. We're gonna soul burn again here, folding the Flan in half, but I don't think this is going to be doing enough. Genesis Ross, I mean, like you said, staring down so many enemies, and on top of that, Renak is 2 stacks. She's ready, she has the revive buff, she's infinite speed, she is taking over the match. And I think Ace Trainer did find himself in this spot. Renak, one more pilfer. I mean, Ross, he's left empty-handed. You got nothing, but look at the damage. Just slowly chipping him down, chipping him away. Ace Trainer, oh, Crimson Arm and
Oh,
ultimate.
no.
We finally got him in this spot. Oh, what a match.
It's the protection, it's the massive heals coming out of course, the Maid Chloe with the clutch revives, and the danger present from the Afternoon Soak Flat. Everything here on Ace Trainer's side has worked in perfect cohesion to land him the victory. And of course, you can't forget the star of the show, Renak herself, finishing it off right here, ladies and gentlemen, as the Blood Moon erupts, the match goes down. Proud to say that our winner here for the round goes over to Ace Trainer.
Ace Trainer will be moving on, joining Sue in the grand finals of the Battle of the Alphas. Oh my goodness, I think both players kind of flipped into a very strong upset. Hey, but don't be feeling too bad for Vic or Xander. Their team will be receiving 2,500 Sky Stones per member, so don't worry too much about them. We made sure to take care of them.
That's right. And you know what? I want to take a moment to congratulate Sue and Ace for making it into the finals, and I think it's a good time to have the people in chat maybe get a little bit of a reward. So since I'm_Sue was the first to make it to the finals, what I would like, I'm gonna make this one a little bit tricky. I want a picture of Lionheart Sirmia with Sue proposing to her. Post that. The first 5 people to post it from YouTube and the first 5 people to post that in Twitch will receive, or in Discord. Make sure you say if you're from Twitch and from YouTube. We'll give you away 10. 5 to YouTube, 5 from Twitch. Post me those pictures, and they don't have to be high-end art, guys. Just give me what I'm asking for, and we will get you guys a coupon. That'll get you some leafs and some charms so that you can enjoy this buff event. And we'll go ahead and get those 2 machines of murder in here to talk about their packs and their chances for winning in the finals.
All right, I just will say you're out of pocket for that Serbia request.
I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Look, first of all, Tristen didn't even ask them to draw Lionheart Sirmia's feet, and second of all, he didn't even ask chat to ping you for us. I would say Tristen's treating you real well today, okay? Let's be fair here.
We all
Smooth event so far, though, guys.
So congratulations on making it to the finals, Sue. You almost had a clean sweep in your fights, and Ace, Xander gave you a bit of a run for your money, but you flipped it on its nose there at the end.
Yeah, I don't know about Ace, but like I'm pretty proud of my boys that we made it this far. Like I told you, I think I am the weakest person on my team, and I want to give a congrats also to Ace. Ace and I have done content in the past together. Ace is also like me, like the king of turtles, so it's kind of cool to see 2 like extremely slow players in the finals.
Yeah, I feel like we both draft very like strategically and then try to like think of every decision we could have made if we lose, right?
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. I wanted to do something that was a little bit unconventional for my show match versus Vic, which is why I did the Holiday Euphine, because I surprisingly think she's pretty good here in the card form. She's not like great, but like she's like usable, right? Less as like an anti-cleave tool, but more as like a carry. So I kind of wanted to showcase that. Unfortunately, Acades is Vic's #1 fan, so.
Whereas for me, when I was fighting Xander, I mean, the adrenaline rush still coming out from that match, like playing Renak, I had to just trust her, right? Like I knew that if I pilfer the Sasuka, it's always gonna be some RNG matchup, but I had to believe in my gear score, and I don't know, it was really intense for me, yeah.
Yeah, it really came down to the wire there, but you kept your cool, and that's exactly what we need out of these 2 dominant alpha males that we've got before us, ladies and gentlemen. People that are calculated, cunning, and able to take a bite out of their enemy. You guys really aim for the jugular, and I'm excited to see how this final showdown between the both of you goes down.
Oh, dude, I'm just looking
guys,
at this.
I have to say, so far, okay, who are you guys the most proud of on your team, and who is like the biggest like surprise? Like, yo, he had this game? Like, he didn't have this like when we were in the mock lobby practicing. Like, shoot.
Yeah. So for people I'm most proud of on my team, it has to be Hufer, man. Like he's always supported me, like through thick and thin, like no matter what, right? And so for him to show up, like for this tournament, like I know he moved a lot of his stuff around. He really spent like 10 hours with me yesterday, really grinding it out, really getting everything exactly where he wanted it, asked a lot of questions, gave a lot of helpful insight. Like, I think he came up huge in that first set. It really set the tone for like our whole team. And the person who has surprised me the most is Evil, like on the team. Like, no, like, Derek's the boy, man. Like, he's amazing. But like, I when I sat down to practice with Evil, I was like, that's not gonna work. Like, that's not like a real thing. And then like, I got floored by it like multiple times. And I was like, that's not a unit that you should like. That's not a meta thing. Like, he's got so many like unconventional and like weird things that he plays, because I looked at his account and he's a new player. He's only been playing for a couple of months. He doesn't really have a lot of stuff, but he makes like a lot work with the limited tools he has. It's actually kind of genius.
Okay, Tristen, also I'm gonna say, like, my vote is for just disqualify anything that's AI generated, but that one was fucking fire.
That was fire.
like I say disqualify that one, but that one was flames, brother.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah,
I'll be sending that one to Sue. He can keep that one.
That's crazy.
I love your guys' submissions so much. So many of you guys like throwing stuff up here. These are really, really funny.
Yeah, we've given away how many is that now, Tristen? That's 30, right?
Oh no, that's 20. So we can afford to give away another set between every single match from here on out to the final fight.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, so
Ace, what about you? Who on your team do you think you're like the most proud of, and who do you think was like that's a surprise?
I would say the surprise for me is Nordogs, because I think we were practicing versus a lot of cleave, and then when he was fighting, he fought like Fire Ida, right? And he pulled out that MLK run, and I was kind of like doubting it before. I was like, dude, MLK run, let's just do HP immunity. Let's not get really fancy with the new set, right? The Pursuit. But somehow that Kron tanked everything and really surprised us with it surviving RB. I know some dodge RNG with the artifact, but that surprised me. But then in terms of how proud I was, Atlas said fuck the bullshit and really showcased Aki. We had people in chat saying, should I pull for Aki? When other people, nobody thinks Aki was that good until we saw him confidently pick it on third pick versus ML Celine Ilanov, like the most meta characters. And he just slammed Aki, no fucks given. And it worked out so smoothly.
Yeah, that was an elegant pick.
I thought it was very big cojones when he picked that into the Ahmed. That's what I was scared of, right? Because Aki is like, dude, that's the thing I like the most about Aki, is like he actually is just so good versus so many meta characters. It takes him like 2 soul burns to kill most Bossarunkas. He can one-shot every Spirit Eye Celine with the S3 soul burn. He can one-shot every free rent. Like, he feels really good, right? But I'm like, oh man, the Ahmed's gonna go first, and then the damage is gonna come through. But that Bunny Dom actually held it down. So this is a very big patch, and I think the patch shifted up a lot of things. So if you got a lot of practice in the last 2 days, and you got these new characters geared up, you got the builds, you got the Warfare set Tamarin, you are looking clean for this tournament.
Yeah, I was telling everyone, like, Bunny Dom is going to be like a low-key winner of this patch, and I'm glad he had that in mind.
Wait, okay. Actually, while everybody's still here, right, this includes chat too, who do you guys think is the biggest winner of the patch, right? So you think it's Bunny Dom, Ace?
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
I think for aggro players, it's Dark Corvus, because aggro players as a default bans Empyrean Illanav, and without defense of Warfare without Empyrean, Dark Corvus on Warfare with Bluethorn, like, you one-tap any unit, you could nurse him, you could Aram him, you could CR push him with like scales, and it's extinction on top. I like my pick for the winner of this patch, Dark Corvus. What do you guys think?
I think it's a 3-way tie. I think it's Moon Bunny, Green Landy, and Disciplinary Prefect Arya. Like, those are the 3 I like the most. Of everything that I have played with and seen played, those are the 3 I like the most. Like, Arya is surprisingly good. Like, I wasn't expecting her to be very good. I was like, oh, it's just a HP bump, and, you know, the purge damage is nice. she puts in work against a lot of aggressive comps. Like, I don't know if you guys have played that matchup, but she's pretty good.
Yeah, we saw some of it earlier. Yeah.
I think if I were to go back and redo my headhunt tier list, I would move Arya up a tier. I don't think I would put her in the top 5, but I don't think she's too far from it now.
Yeah, there's a reason we stuck her in the A tier. I think she is the most underappreciated, underrated ML5 out there right now.
Yeah, I think also shout outs to Aki, dude. I was not a big believer of like burn characters. I thought burn characters were a meme, but I mean, this dude gets 3 shots in his magnum, and every time he soul burns, he gets that extra turn. Every single burn ignores resistance. It just adds up, man. It just makes sense.
Yeah, and we're seeing him outside ideal conditions, right? Like if you get warfare rules detonation, well, you're gonna.
Man, we're far past the point where people can submit Sirmia being proposed to by Sue pictures, but I just gotta take a minute to share this one. This is peak. Oh my god, they keep coming. They keep coming.
These are super memeable. These are super memeable. Damn, that's an old picture that somebody used of me, man, because like that's what I saw at the HyperXs. That was like a year ago.
About to say, yeah, somebody logged into this guy's LinkedIn. They found him on his MySpace.
Yeah, I know.
Well, guys, our fighters are ready, so I'm going to send the pack leaders back to be with their pack in this time of combat and wish you both the best of luck. We're going to start out with Hufer fighting for Team I'm_Sue and Hyper1 fighting for Team Ace Trainer. This is their champion fighters, their champion rank fighters, so they know their way around the they know their way around the playground, but they may not be swinging the biggest sticks yet. So let's go ahead and get this fight spooled up and see how they do.
Good luck was an intimidation tactic from Ace Trainer. He doesn't actually want Sue to win this. He's just trying to throw off the scent with that veiled fake kindness. That's what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you understand? We're getting into the Battle of the Alpha tournament. This is the last round. We've got 2 dangerous dogs unleashed from their chains, fighting up against one another, and their packs are going to be insane. These battles have already shown us just a pinnacle of what combat can look like, and we're going to see even more dangerous plays coming out as Hufer and Hyper face off against one another right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Final round, final set. Let's see some action.
Action is going to be coming in immediately. Another Lionheart Sirmia banned out for Hufer. Man knows exactly what he's going to be about. Does Hyper stick to the game plan, or does he lean more into Hufer's style of counterattack? We pick up Empyrean Illiana first, letting Hufer get that boss Arunca. I would almost say this is like a fair trade. So Hufer needs to come up ahead on the second pick and take priority over, and there it is. New Moon Luna always going to be the ever-present threat, locking away any amount of strong passives. So Hyper here goes through the Genesis Rods. We're going to be immune to debuffs for the first 5 turns. Never a bad game plan, especially if your first pick involves the Empyrean Illiana. Oh boy. How does he lock in the strategy though? What is going to be that third pick?
Yeah, and that's where you see a lot of things revealed for both players. Now, Hufer with some interesting techniques in that last setup, but I think what you're really going to see is how much people are ready to be versatile. So people have seen some tricks out here today, but we haven't seen yet is the FCC. It's going to be an Urban Shadow shoe lock from Hufer. I like this a lot. Lots of tanky units on right side, and the bystander Hua Young also makes her reappearance here. Hyper has to lock in those final 2 on his side.
It's not lost.
And I'm so surprised he's trigger happy on that Urban Shadow shoe. Most of her damage output, in fact, comes from that splash damage, where FCC on third pick Ban Protect is just going to be holding back very strongly, might I add. And ooh, Hyper hovering a bit of a debuff play here. Probably not the strongest into Luna Urban Shadow Shoe and Bystander Hua Young, but locked in regardless. I think he's very big on that pick.
It's not lost on me that Hufer, realizing that after Sue's proposal, Sirmia is off the market for him, he makes sure Sirmia is off the market for Hyper as well.
He's got to protect his pack leader's gal, right? And speaking of protection, we've got plenty on right side. Might need to ramp it up with some more damage, possibly sealing the deal here with a Mean Bean Machine Green Selene. I'm just throwing out ideas here because the time is ticked down, and it's Sylvan Sage Vivian coming out last for Hyper. Let's see what the response from Hufer is.
It's a little more mitigation against that Hua Young.
Sure pick there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, against the bystander Hua Young, you're just gonna get sent to heaven in one single kick. So might be telegraphing a force ban here, and Commander Lorena being. Oh, I was so big on that hover, man. I'm very big on Commander Lorena. No ladies of the scales available for this tournament in the global ban, and of course Solitaria does get picked up here. 2 force bans for Hyper. I think Hufer does find an extremely good draft. Hyper in a very tough spot with the Sage Vivian last pick.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing as Hufer. Of course, the Commander Lorena is an interesting idea there, of course, but nothing says force ban like you get none of your resources because this character was designed in 2020. I feel like she has to be one of the most she wouldn't have been designed that way units in 2026, but it's a brand new year and there's plenty to fear as Swift Flagbearer Secret comes out first and might be leading her team to victory. We'll have to see here in a second as all the lights are go.
Well, we're cranking up the lights and assembling the squad. So many buffs for Hyper coming out. So Luna going to opt for that soul burn. We do not want to deal with all the barriers, speed buff, evasion, whatever it is you got, we don't care. Get that stuff out of here.
Oh, Hyper has buffs. Let me check it out. Oh.
Yeah, Urban Shadow Shoot, one very quick hit, and Solitaria cleanses herself out of out of the stealth, or out of the fear rather, gets the S3 stun coming up, and we are looking to completely set back the Flag Bearer Sigrid. And it's time for a gear check of the day. Fallen Cecilia, does she have effectiveness? If she does, bouncing back 2 turns worth of seal and unbuffable is going to be an absolute power play. Bounces it back on 3. 6 out of 8 is an absolute haul for Hyper. That is an insane turn, and Imperial Ilinaf is going to be cleansing it all away for his team as well. Ooh, what a comeback. And now Genesis Ross is ready to go. That injury did the number on Ross now. 20,000 HP. We are folding the Boss Arunca in half, and this is going to be our turn. This is our signal to go, and no, it's not. Just kidding. That was a lie.
I was about to say, it's got a little bit baited there about, but it's all a part of the disinformation campaign. Always keep them guessing. Never let them know your next move. Now, all those debuffs are gone, but there's still plenty of damage to be dished out, dealt, and done as multiple attacks go into the flag bearer, trying to put her down for good. Can't get the splash as our shoe was sealed, but she's 1 turn away from getting powered up for that massive rat gun, and so the attacks keep on coming and coming, hit after hit. And what did I say? It's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands up. It's appearing once more for your viewing pleasure, all the way rolling up the stars of the show as the gun rolls out.
Giant rat gun.
It was an okay chunk of damage. It was aight.
It was aight.
It was aight. Yep, it was aight.
I give it a 6.5, maybe 7.
Well, you know what? We can't all just fold people's HP in half and make the stats you put on that unit pointless. Some of us have to play the game normally by human and mortal rules, ladies and gentlemen. But New Moon Luna specifically doesn't play fair, puts over the defense break as well. I think you're 1 good hit away from saying goodbye to the first unit of this game so far.
He's really taking his time thinking about it. I mean, at some point you just gotta be able to commit to your game plan of just dropping it. I think he probably would have wanted it landed 1 turn earlier, but was trying to get maybe the boosted damage on 3 targets instead. Still does a lot. Take out the Boss Arunca.
New Moon Luna is ready once again with the S3. No soul burn here, so there's a chance that some resistance might come up, and they don't. They don't at all. I mean, there's one. There's the buff block on the unit who is about to be dead. Fortunately, no follow-up from the Solitaria, but as I said before, 1 good tap, and that might just be that for her. Soul burn as well.
and the injury, another turn from the Urban Shadow Shoe. That speed buff is putting in so much work. Zap takes out the flag bearer Sigrid. I think she got to play a single turn in this game and she was completely nullified. Urban Shadow Shoe now putting in so much work, and as Ross inches closer towards his second life, he is not enjoying this game, not getting his HP, not getting the ideal targets, not getting the ideal collapse seal. It's all going sideways for Hyper. The game plan was there, but oh man, Ross got sent to the second life real fast.
And you got to see it from here, from Hufer's side. He's got so much speed. He's got so much of his team taking turn after turn. That Shoe looking like an absolute demon with those buffs on her side. Almost looks like that team was the one that had all the benefits of the Swift Flag Bearer Sigrid. Am I right? But no, instead, Hyper is sitting back aplenty. These slow tanks are taking the punishment. Yes, they've got plenty of HP, but they don't have infinite HP, and they're going to be losing more of it step by step from the Venom as the giant rat gun gets piled on for a second time.
And it zaps too. Empyrean Illinav gets taken out as well. Hyper suddenly on the back foot. Fallen Cecilia, the lone Bastion left. And I don't think that's going to be enough. Defense break lands, and even that will not be able to protect you from the onslaught of Urban Shadow Shoe and the Rat Squad.
I really feel like Hyper got pinched with those last two bans. This was a match that really got settled up in the draft. The rest was a performance, and I gotta say, Hufer, you put up one hell of a show.
Yeah, taking the first match for him. So Sue's team actually up 1 now versus Ace Trainer. And I believe coming into this, you know, Sue was going, oh, I think I'm easily the weakest player. I'm not even the strongest player on my team. But this team is looking like a group of heavy hitters completely coming out swinging, almost sweeping all of the first series. And oh boy, off to a strong start in the grand finals versus Ace Trainer as well. Very well played from Hugh for 6. GG's coming out too, holy.
Since Sue just pounded all over Ace Trainer's team, I'm gonna let Ace Trainer pick a condition. So let's see. What would Ace Trainer like to do?
Yeah, if you're waiting for a giveaway, guys, here it is. Make sure you have your Microsoft Paint, whatever it is, that you're ready. Make sure you're in Tristen's Discord server. Make sure you're in the Game Shows channel. First 5 person from both YouTube and Twitch to fulfill the condition, as well as type down, you know, your whether you are from YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you type that down, guys.
All right. I kid you not, chats. This is your chance. Ace Trainer has requested that 10 lucky people post a picture of Sue cosplaying as a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
It's the Sue punishment era. Sue punishment era.
Sue
What did he
cosplaying
do?
as
I
a
don't
Yu-Gi-Oh
know.
character. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, anything AI generated, we're gonna DQ, but hey, Tristen might still showcase it on stream.
Yep. Nora Dog's redemption arc now, as Nora gets to have a fight against Cunny Bombay.
That's a crazy name.
It's a crazy name.
That is a crazy name.
Okay.
Listen. I have no more to say about it.
I'm
just ignoring it at this point. Yeah.
So would you like to review some of these submissions, and maybe we could bring the leaders back in to talk about their newbie fighters?
Yeah, we could do that. See what they think.
Especially since it sounds like Bombay is taking a tenderfoot timeout and might need a few minutes. Okay, Ace and Sue, tell us about your newbie fighters here. What can we expect to see out of them? While I showcase Xander's wish list and Ace Trainer's wish list, and he might get his comeuppance because we're gonna let Sue pick the next condition. Ace, Sue, are you guys with us?
Yes. So.
Oh, I didn't mute this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't unmute on Discord. I unmuted my mic. Yes. Oh, what's going on? All right. Yeah, everybody decided to put me with Yugi's hair, which is like it's fine. Like I was hoping like it would be funnier if you like put me in like Dark Magician. Okay, that one's pretty funny. Dark Magician of Chaos is my favorite card. I like Kaiba more than Yugi. Kaiba is cool. I like Kaiba. Kaiba is just like king of memes. Bandit Keith would get my seal of approval. Somebody did Bandit Keith, I would also give you that. I think that's pretty sick.
I'm a big Don Zalug guy. I think Don Zalug might have been the pick. I'm not gonna
Bro,
lie.
your lower back must be hurting. Your age is showing. I don't even think modern Yu-Gi-Oh players know what Don Zalug is.
Mother of God.
Yo, me with the Egyptian god cards is pretty funny. All right, yeah, DMG.
That one's good. I love that one.
Okay, that one's pretty good. Because DMG is pretty good.
So tell us a little bit about your newbie fighters, Ace and Sue. What can we expect to see out of these guys? How confident are you in their skills?
I'll be real with you, the whole time I was playing with Evil, training them, they just kept pulling out all of these like ridiculous texts where I was like, you can't just cleave me with, you know, this character or that character, right? Like, I don't want to like spoil it if like that's what they're gonna do, but like, let's just say it's not ML5, it's not limited that I've died to. Like, you know, I've died to like Leica says. I feel like I've already said too much, but yeah. I've 100% like died to some stuff that I'm like, that's not a real thing. Like, and that's, I think, Ace probably knows this more than anything. Like, the power of being unpredictable is very, very strong. He's like the wild card on the team.
Xander, Nora Dogs kind of stumbled out of the gate. We're gonna see a comeback this time around.
Yes, I think we definitely will. Usually he's very intentional with his third pick. He likes playing reactively. Now that I've kind of shown him that, like, okay, maybe he can't aggro all the time. So I guess he's kind of like learning a lot from just us, you know, scrolling through E7GG and doing a lot of mocks. Also got a shout out to Axarian for like kind of training with Nora Dogs as well. So I think he could pull out a bunch of different weird stuff. So yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys are ready,
didn't make the team really in shambles right now. You got your cleaver like private sessions with Axarian? Shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I was doing a little bit of research for this, a little bird told me Axarian was helping Ace. So I was like, man, where's my dedicated cleaver to help me? I got a team full of slowbies.
You got a team full of exactly what you needed. You got a team full of all the people that we're gonna get the most out of a one-on-one with you. All right.
Yeah. No, I guess I love my team.
Well, I'll go ahead and send you guys back to be with your team as we go into this match. The fighters are ready, and if you guys are ready, we can get this started up.
Let's go.
All right,
let's do this.
I'll send you back to be with your pack. Good luck to both of you. Let's get it started. Okay, that's right.
So got the ML Bass card on deck as we get into the next match. This one coming down between some of the new players. These accounts are less than a year old. And yes, that is an Emperor sign up on the top right. Don't ask me how. I'm just going to tell you that these dogs are ready to put up a fight. That fight starts off with those pre-bans, of course. No Genesis Ross, no Spirit Isoline, but yes to Hellion Lua, who will be locking down the enemy team. About as locked down as I am in this pirate outfit that barely fits me. Speaking of barely fitting, Boss Arunca fits onto almost any team, and she'll be doing so once again here. And school nurse Yolha will be back. Melissa.
I was gonna say, Bombay looks like he's not only that, but stealing away a lot of Nora Dogs and as well as Impurity strategy. Those guys are very, very, very well known for how much they like their single target nukers, and this is kind of a surprise. Going up against Hellion Lua, though, I mean, there's so many power picks here. You got the Nurse Yolha able to cleanse away the provokes. You can get rid of it. I mean, maybe you can even just shrug it off with the third pick or Rom. There's so many things you can do. But, I mean, Festive Ida is always going to be a constant threat, especially if she gets to go fast and splash damage on these low health characters Bombay is sporting for his team.
Are we not going to talk about a third pick ban protected most buffed unit in the game?
What do you know?
Unfortunately, my notes did not cover the appearance of a Melissa. And speaking of appearance, top model Luluka coming out. I believe she might have been banned last time out when she showed up. I don't remember if she was or wasn't, but Arden Waves Hua Young. Val, could you show us that Hua Young for the 8th time? That's right, Blue Hua Young making it to the board right here, right now. You've got so many brats on left side that yes, you're going to need one true adult woman to keep them in line. As Nora Dogs picks up their 5th solution on right side.
Can we go back? Can we go back to a ROM?
I mean, you have plenty of options here, but whatever it is, as long as you got like a tank or some kind of. Wow, we're opting for the Crimson Armament instead of Empyrean Illinab. That's a little bit interesting, but either way, Bossarunka plus any tank is such an annoying combination to deal with. You just don't get any damage through, and once again, top model Luluka banned away, even, and Bossarunka removed as well, but goddamn. Looks like Norodox is tanking down with only debuffers and tanks, and Bombay really needs to make this work, especially that Bunny Dominion coming out so early. Seems like it just might not do enough.
Yeah, now we saw this strategy last time with the inclusion of the school nurse and, of course, with the Crimson Armin, pushing her up at just the perfect time to protect the team and stealing away a lot of the enemy turns. However, Blue Hua Young with the mighty kick is going to be getting into action almost immediately in response to her team, following up. Great thumbs up, by the way. I don't get any likes on my social media, but there's plenty to love about this girl. She's a social media queen, saving the kitty. That's how you get those likes. That's how you get that damage into the enemy team as well.
Has a bigger lie ever been told? Then I'll end this quickly. Let's see if this Melissa can actually push us towards ending this fight quickly.
Now, Melissa is the second to last character in this combo. She needs to be able to make plays and make it count. Goes for it, lands the curse onto the ML Luna, and now you have 2 priority targets. 1, you have to kill the Festive Ida, otherwise your team is going to get splashed, and 2, you are going to need to send this nurse home on a sick day, no pay. Ooh. Nope.
1 HP.
Crimson Armin really gets it done. Nurse Yulha hangs on, superhumanizes the Festive Ida. Soul Burn available as well. We're going to be able to remove 2 buffs from every character. It might be Bomb Boom for Bombay. We got the Soul Burn, and of course, 2 counterattacks comes through. Finally,
3 counterattacks.
Damage. 4 counterattacks. Does it do enough? That is going to be the thing. Extra attack still comes through, though.
And the bonus damage on this is going to be what you want to see here, ladies and gentlemen. And pop!
Big splash from that super elfinized Festive Ida.
All done to the Argent Waves Hua Young. She's got a kick coming out, but she's also got a defense break on top of her head and possibly a provoke. Nope, no provoke there, but it certainly isn't doing her any good to be suffering from that. These misses are going a long way to keep her in the fight, but a couple of bleeds from the nurse here, that might just be enough. With a quick detonate, puts her down for good. We've got a score of 1-1, all up and done. Looks like Ace is still in the fight just yet.
Oh, Nora Dog said, not today. Oh no, not today. What a great showing. And what a great comeback. I'm gonna bring the streamers back in to talk about their Emperor players. And Divine, would you like to come up with something for the people of chat?
I got it. You can come up with a way to thank all those gifted subs you just got there.
Eternus Zero, thank you so much for those gifted. I've notifications turned off for the stream, but I really, really appreciate what you did right there. Thank you so much. Ace, you were not kidding. Nora Dog brought the fire this time around.
Yeah, I think I was so happy when I saw the Fire Ida, because I'm like, yes, that is the perfect thing to stop the Lua button, right?
Yeah. No, like, Melissa's one of the things that I saw Evil try against me, that I did get surprised for, and, like, I'll give you credit for Nora. When I saw the Crimson Armin, man, I was like, yo, I think we could still just cleave through this, and I saw Crimson Armin, I was like, that's kind of rough, because now it's like either you have to try to kill Bossarunka or kill Carmen, and, like, neither of them, you just don't have enough momentum. Like I agree also that the Festivita was like insane there.
Yeah, even though I was kind of rooting.
I thought the Hellion Lua was pretty wild because like he was basically playing it not as like the way Hellion Lua is traditionally played. He's just playing it to activate the blue Huayang. I thought that was pretty cute. I don't know if I like it. I think you could be using a stronger activator, but that was really cute. I wasn't thinking about that.
Like I said, he doesn't have a lot. Like when you look at his account, you're just like, okay, we got like Hellion Lua, and like his only other like opener is like Green Leica, right? So he built like his whole account around like Green Leica or the other one, and like he has all these weird cleaves. Like you saw it in round 1, he cleaves with Blue Aria. I was like, that's not a thing. You don't just cleave with Blue Aria.
Oh, I mean, look at the entire guild of who you guys are playing against, right? You guys are playing against 3 Impurity members. So you guys got Atlas, you guys got, I almost forgot homie's name. Karage, right? Karage was like, as far as I know, the only Spirit Eye Selene Blue Aria Cleaver to hit Legend before the Spirit Eye Selene buff, right? Mm-hmm. So I've seen it before, and I'm sure they're like aware of the tech, so it's gonna be very difficult to push it through against Impurity. Those guys are awesome, you know.
Hey, before we go much further, I did kind of spring that choice on Divine a little bit too fast there. So how about you, Sue? What would you like to see as a giveaway condition for the lovely people in Twitch and YouTube chat to get them some leafs and some bookmarks? Bookmarks. Oh man, I wish it was bookmarks. Some leafs and some charms.
I need to stress this one because like I don't want it to be like rushed MS Paint jobs because I know that's what people will do. I want to see the funniest thing that Disciplinary Prefect Arya punches out the window. You know that frame in her S3 where she punches something? I want to see funny stuff being like punched out the window. I think it's really funny.
All right, there you go. 10 people coming up with Disciplinary Arya punching something funny out the window. Keep it clean, guys. Please go back to telling me about your Emperor fighters here.
Yeah, post what you guys want, and Sue will pick his favorites for that. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, it won't be the first. It'll be Sue's choice. That sounds fun.
That sounds fun. I mean, what's there to say that hasn't already been said about Tergwin, right? Like, Derek's just really strong. Like, Valky already said it the first time around. Like, he's arguably, like, one of the strongest. Like, he's probably the strongest player on my team. Like, he regularly goes back and forth with Ace, right? Vic, KHM. Like, he's basically a borderline legend player at this point. He's a legend in the making.
He's getting up there, yeah. I mean, I would say Atlas is. This is why like we have the Emperor bracket, right? Like these guys are very, very close in terms of power levels. So,
yeah.
Oh god, I want to see some Spirit Eye Selene matches again. Let me see some Spirit Eye Selene matches. We got a guy from Impurity. Come on, 3 guys from Impurity. Surely we see a Spirit Eye Selene draft. Please, begging.
No, dude, that's my nightmare, bro. Everyone knows how much I despise that character. I think that character is a travesty of game design, but that's for another stream.
It sounds like you got to pick her then.
You'd be surprised. I've played her quite a bit in practice for this event.
Mm-hmm. My news for you though is he actually made it as my highest qualifying Emperor teammate because he had an ER ML Selene throughout the whole tournament that he the 3rd picked. So even though we saw him dismantle ML Selene from playing Aki 3, he's actually more comfortable kind of playing like Juicy Karage, you know?
Yeah, I'd imagine these boys know the ins and outs of every single Spirit Eye Selene matchup, so very excited to see what they're cooking, man.
And you know, just goes to show how much of an alpha dog you are, Ace, revealing your secrets, confident in your victory, because who's going to stop the main man even when you know his plan? I've always said, you're one cunning guy. I'd hate to see you in the middle of the night.
This is my thought process. If they try to steal ML Selene, perfect. Then Atlas has another Aki 3rd pick game. Let's get it.
That was pretty fire.
Pun intended.
It's Aki profile versus Aki profile. Might be a fight for control over discount K-Ron over here.
All right.
Whoa. I think this is like better. This is fancy K-Ron, man. This is bougie.
I'm just saying, I just can't believe, bro. I'm still saying it. I looked at this and I thought, we got another MO quirk. We got another mediator quirk. That's cool. Literally, I can't tell. Am I crazy? Am I blind?
Well, because
No,
Sue
man,
put
Smough just really like making hand guys and hand girls. What can I say?
oh man. Well, because Sue put such stringent conditions on his giveaway, we're going to give people time. We'll show off what they posted here after this fight. Let's get in here and watch this Emperor versus Emperor fight, because no matter how this match ends, we're going to the finals. So I'm going to send you guys back to be with your teammates, and we'll get this fight spooled right up.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, Turgwin has opted to take second pick. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's see it.
You know, Vuck, you know what that second pick choice means? Oh yeah, he's the Museum guy. Second pick means you're most likely, it's going to be a lot easier for you to sneak in whatchamacallit, Aki on that third pick ban protection. I think that's the math there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, being second pick means you want to play around your 3PP. Being first pick means you want to play first pick, and Bossarunka getting picked up. You could get Aki'd here. That is a very real threat, but okay. Immediately,
there's some,
Ross, Empyrean. I mean, we know the game plan.
You love somebody who knows what they're doing, right? Who's just like, listen, I know what this is. I know what this nonsense is. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I like how we've seen Ross today blow up as much as he has gotten blown the hell up as well. Like, there's some matches where you see the Ross, you're like, damn. And there's some matches where you see the Ross and you're like, God, somebody send another god to help that guy out, because he needs backup right now.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised nobody is pre-banning Empyrean Illinev and just let Chaos reign, because that is one of the easiest ways to get aggressive action through, but I mean, in a tournament setting, slow and steady wins the race, right? So Crimson Arm and Bossarunka, you cannot be any safer than that. And there's our third pick, Nurse Yolha. That is something I was not expecting, especially with Briar Witch out the running. Ooh, cannot deny the revive, especially with Bossarunka. Like, oh God. It's gonna be a bit of a tough ride for this one. Aki 3 being picked up for Turbin.
I called it. I saw the strategy coming out underway. He had a plan, just like how I don't plan to yawn every time I see Crimson Armin picked. I do it involuntarily. But Disciplinary Prefect Arya is here to keep me on tip-top shape on my game. As the last two picks go over to right side, you have to give us a couple seconds to see. Really wants to snag that all-important DPS. It is the Urban Shadow Shoe. He was hovering it earlier. And then finally slotting in, hopefully, something of a must-ban towards Turgan to keep his options open. Otherwise, it might be in a tough spot here in a couple seconds.
He might want to offer something a little higher speed to disrupt that Aki from being able to play the game, because without any waste of chipping down his extra HP bars, he gets the extra soul burn. Especially think about this, if he can ban the Bossarunka away from Resistance, I mean, Resistance is in for a world of hurt. Ooh, Pirate Captain Flam being hovered there. I was excited for a second, but no, May Chloe, we're just dipping into the double revive. So either we're supporting Urban Shadow Shoe, or we're supporting Bossarunka and just letting her ride out Turgan with those counterattacks, and Landy being picked up again. That's a strategy we've seen work very well for Turgan. So yeah, gets taken out, of course, and Urban Shadow Shoe must be removed versus so many high HP characters.
And we'll get so many buffs going around town. Of course, the Landy can't be allowed to make it to the fight. That Gab was doing delicious damage, almost putting people in a delirious state earlier as we get underway. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, score is 1-1. We'll be seeing this match, and then the creators fighting off to see who is the top dog, who is the alpha, as their pups wage war right now, ladies and gentlemen, into the match.
Oh, and as always, Aki does right the first turn of the game. We're getting the first soul burn in. If this is indeed a bruiser, Bossarunka would not be able to survive an Aki very well. First hit comes through, defense break, double burn, takes half of the Bossarunka's bar. And once again, we're going one more time. Oh, and Bossarunka actually survives 2 hits now. That's actually quite impressive. I think most Bossarunka just if not die by the first, die by the second. Now Aki, we're out of gas. His soul is dried up. And Bastion of Hope, wow. So not being able to naturally land that burn.
Now, the only problem is on the right side, I see not one, but two revivers on deck with, of course, the ever exciting unit of Crimson Armin ready to protect as soon as he can get his Boss Arunca back into the stage there.
43,000 health, Boss Arunca.
43,000 health indeed, but there's a man with a plan for this. What happens when you double somebody's HP? That's right, you can always fold them back into order.
And May Chloe's going to put up all that entire round of revives, and while I do think the ML Arya did so much work for Turgon in his earlier match against the Boss Arunca, you can't crack the shield. You can't even crack the shield, man. Oh, pack it up. That Boss Arunca is getting stuck in traffic.
This is my mission.
Genesis Ross looking at this villainous scum, trying to put her down and give his team a fighting chance.
And oh man, Crimson Armin, I know her passive mitigates 25% of all incoming damage, but wow, eats a full power Ross S3 and only goes to half health. I think Resistance is feeling himself, he's feeling comfortable, he's feeling pretty, and he is ready to just ride it out because Turgon looks like he's gassing out way too soon in this matchup.
But still, there's not too much momentum coming out of right side here. Might be able to make it with another burst coming out in a couple turns. And of course, we've seen the Prefect Arya do some good damage. Now, she's not going to be able to do any of that damage through this invincibility as well, but I have to question the timing on it sincerely, since a lot of his units will be going in between right here.
Nurse tries to carve up Genesis Ross, but thanks to 4 more turns of him being a god, I can't really land any burns, and your natural damage isn't really going to come through. A little bit of a cheeky dual attack, and of course, not going to be too much of consequence, but I think Resistance is more than happy to write it out on his right side draft over there. Another punch from Arya goes through. Can we see some damage? 2,000 damage! Let's go, baby! That's more than nothing.
10 rounds into this match, we have both players at 90% health. This is flying by.
Yeah, one of them lost an entire character, and you can barely recognize it on terms of the HP bar. That should be illegal.
I just want to say, I call for the Ruel global ban, so chat, you're welcome.
There's no mercy.
Don't be like that, Valk. We called for the global Ruel ban, okay?
We called for the... Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry to your sleep schedule, Divine. You know, maybe if we left Ruel in, you could have caught up on more sleep. I know you're a busy man. I know your work schedule has to be killing you, but... Oh, man, for me personally, I'm glad... The most I have to see is Nurse Maid or Maid Spirit Eye, man. No Ruel here, thank the Lord. I can't possibly imagine.
I had a couple of the contestants reach out to me and say, hey, with a Ruel ban, that's just going to help the other guy win. That really hurts me. I was like, no. You know who Ruel ban helps win? Everybody.
Look,
especially
man,
the chat.
We're out here watching characters beat each other up. We're not out here.
Hold on. I think that's the first time I've actually ever seen that in Epic 7. Did you catch that?
What happened?
The Boss Arunca just healed 1 HP. Like literally 1 HP. She just healed 1 HP. Just 1 solitary HP, because that's the damage she took underneath that barrier. That's the first time I've seen 1 in this game, other than like the Molagora boss fight.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. No matter how much I punch, this Boss Arunca just doesn't take fucking damage, man. Oh man, yeah, look at that. And once again, Clank, not only is she getting combat readiness from being hit double the speed, I mean, she's at least 200 speed zipping about, and at some point, your Ross is gonna run out of invincibility, and Boss Arunca is gonna start running it on him. And here we go, another Maid S3. Dude, Resistance is holding it down.
Remember, guys, we don't get called to cast when the matches are good. We get called to cast when the matches are bad. And as the blood moon pops up, that's our signal to talk about some other stuff. Tax season is just right around the corner. I want to get your thoughts on how I can properly optimize my... Okay, joke's over. We need to focus up on the thrilling action right in front of us right now. As dual attacks happen, there's no bleeds applied because...
Well, I mean, it's Ross, bro. It's Ross. It's Arya. Like, we're in it. We're in the blender. We're in here for the long haul. And like Divine said, how you can tell if casters are good or bad is not by when an exciting games happen. I mean, an exciting game is going to be fun to watch on its own, but the good casters really show off their abilities when the match is shit. And same thing happens, you know, when you're building accounts in Epic 7. Anybody can build a super turbo giga whale account, but it's really just up to the greats of all time to be able to scrape the gears together and cobble together a barely functioning account on no gear. And just like that, a functioning on no gear is what it looks like whenever an Arya punches that boss Arunka. I mean, the Blood Moon is already almost at full force, 5 frenzies into the game, and the Arya is barely, I think, like, what, a third injured? Jeez.
The struggle keeps going on as I struggle to keep my eyes open. Another blast of damage coming on down, and the first bleed stack applied to this Ross as Turgon is hosting and hoisted up by so many souls, it's not even funny. He's definitely got a lot of damage underway. The defense break follows up as the Crimson Army gets into gear. A provoke on top as well. What a devilish duo of debuffs up top his head. Make that a triple.
Oh, Frenzy 6, 75% extra effectiveness on all characters and extra attack. This Nurse Yolha, not only is she good in the early game, she protects your team, she ramps up your tempo. And now with all of this extra attack and effectiveness, she's gonna start landing and she's gonna start hurting real soon. That scalpel is going to be no joke. Bro, he really is trying, man. Like, I feel so bad. That boss Arunka ain't going nowhere. Oh, 6,000 damage. That's actually really good. That's the best we've seen all game.
So that boss Arunka's down to 13,600 health with all that injury stacking. And by all that injury, I mean that tiny little sliver of injury. He might have a shot if you can stack that injury a bit more before we see another superhuman boss Arunka. Never mind, we're seeing another superhuman boss Arunka.
Oh man!
I'm telling you guys, this was the ML Kayron game. This was the Eidolon Kayron game. 500 turns? Are you kidding me? This was the Kayron game.
I mean, I think you could have played a lot of things here, but you know, props to Resistance for kind of identifying that this is going to be a long, drawn-out match, and when the matches are long, Sustain tends to win quite a bit with Nurse Yolha as well as May Chloe. Every time they take a turn, there's just so much healing in coming through. Turgon, despite having very high tempo, very good damage for his characters, it just seems like it's not enough. Another 6,000 damage. I mean, just look at that. Every single point of damage being put into that ML Arya stays there.
Ace Trainer, just wanting everyone to know, this was not what happened in Mox. He did not sign off on this. He said his crew members have gone rogue. This is actually, on the high seas, this is considered a form of torture. You actually get kicked out of the Pirates Guild for this. This is mutiny. You get drawn and quartered on the seas for doing this, okay? I'll tell you what.
You get heel haul for doing this on my ship, I'll tell you what.
The battle has been paused. We need to slow down. The action was going a little bit too fast. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We just need a second to catch our breaths.
Yeah, Turgon says, this is a little bit much for me. Game lasted too long, I crashed. No, that's too disturbing. Say it ain't so, brother. Oh, no.
Well, we could, like, redo the bands and play it to this point again so that we could continue this fight.
Let him reconnect. I think they should be able to reconnect.
Yeah, he'll be able to. I was just playing.
Atlas in chat is saying he banned my Celine match. He says, I wasn't trying to do this, but when you ban my Celine, you forced me to pull out La Creatura. Oh man.
Yeah, because that's what this match needed to heat it up. Some invincibility. No wonder he didn't care what
quickly. Need I remind everybody? That's what she says when she does that. And now just the Empyrean Ilanav left. I mean, she sure is staring down Bossarinka angrily.
You want to know how that took so long? I think next turn the sun came out, actually. It was going to go from the blood moon back to the next day. And so it is the next day. We have our victor right there.
Oh man, the day-night cycle, and there it is. Oh, he says, low-key wanted to play Muse Reem on 3, and then said, I want to test Aki. I think Aki is an incredibly strong unit, but when your opponent can just revive the character, you burned your entire character's HP bar away to kill. That is a bit rougher of a pick, I have to say.
All right, guys, you know what that means. 2 points is not enough to take the finals, so we're going to have these guys come in here and throw hands and throw insults. I'm going to pull them into the room with us just so that they can tell us about why they are worthy of taking home the title of Alpha and 10,000 Skystones for every member on their team, or slinking away as the losers with a pitiful 5,000 Skystones apiece. So welcome back to the chat, Ace Trainer, and I'm _Sue. And I'm just going, while they're talking, I'm going to give you a little preview of all of the stupid things Arya is punching through walls.
Oh God!
All right, let's hear it.
What you want like the 2 nicest people in the world to trash talk? We're like the 2 worst people in the world to trash talk. Oh, dude, all I want out of the match is like it to be like a good match. Like I don't want it to be like an absolute blowout one way or another. I think that would be, I think for everyone's benefit, for it to be like something like pretty nice. That said, I wouldn't fault you for trying to go for the decisive victory. I mean, I probably would as well. You know, we got basically 5k Skystones on the line for each of us, right? It's literally double your money.
Yes.
Yeah. Now to remind chat, right now the second place team gets 5,000 Skystones per member, so up to 20,000 total, but the winner gets 10,000 Skystones. 10,000 Skystones is a lot, man. That's like $300 worth of packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the Skystones, but also I'm kind of inspired from how you hosted your points tournament.
Okay. I thought you meant from that last match. I was just like,
No. There's no inspiration in the last match. Shout outs to Divine for the last match for actually like making the commentary funny enough for us to sit through the match. So thanks everyone for their patience.
I had enough time to do it.
Yeah, even I, as somebody who likes to play turn 2, nah, bro. Like Carmen Maid is the Car 6 special is just, it's so sleep inducing, man. It's so sleep inducing, Carmen Maid.
Okay, I would say Carmen Maid could allow for some fun stuff like Green Landy to come out. You know, it just protects like those really 2-point DPSs in Sue tourney terms, right? But that match kind of gives turn 2 a bad representation.
Yeah. No, like I understand why they got rid of Ruel, because Ruel with certain things is kind of like I wanna you know. But I think the problem is that we didn't look at, when we made the characters, we didn't look at what was already in the pool. When you have redundant effects, it gets really bad. Like if you could stack them. So like stacking revivers, kind of bad for the game. Stacking impossible to kill light knights, kind of bad for the game.
Sure. But I gotta pull up your points chart and see which unit I could draft. That's like fun, you know. Gotta look into that.
Yeah, no. Like I really hope more people, like I'll try to reform ratio for the new year. I haven't done it yet because of holidays and stuff, but I know people wanted to move to like a 10-point scale, give some more granularity, get rid of this -1 stuff so you don't see Basque every game. Sorry, Basque fans. I think though that like you saying you were inspired by it, I think that's like, you know, that's really awesome. Like I love hearing that. Like I saw somebody from SG wanted to let me know that they saw the ratio tournament and they thought it was awesome. Like somebody on like the dev like /balance team, and I was like, that's actually sick, right? So yeah, I'm all for the fun of it. Like, again, I said it earlier, like, when I was talking with Vic, but like, we do this for y'all. Like, this is a community event for all you guys. We love you guys. We want you guys to have like the best possible viewing experience.
Well, chat, that was some fantastic art. Thanks for doing that. And Sue and Ace Trainer, you made it. You guys are in the finals, and you carry the weight of your entire pack on your shoulders. You got 3 people whose Skystone existence is dependent on your performance in this next fight. Everybody's watching. Everybody's like relying on you to bring this home. No pressure though. So,
oh yeah.
Sue, you got the coin toss choice. Do you want first pick or second pick?
I think I'm supposed to take first here. Like, I think I'm supposed to. I think that's like statistically the better option, unless this is Hearthstone, in which case it's 52% favoring second. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna take the first pick.
Okay, Sue takes the first pick. I'm gonna send you guys back so that your pack can cheer you on and wish you the best of luck. And we'll get this fight spooled up to find who will take home the title of the Alpha. Good luck, both of you.
All right, good luck, Ace, man. Let's have a good one.
Yes.
All right, stick around, because at the end of this fight, we'll get to interview the winner while Divine gives you guys your last condition to get a chance to win some prizes. Let's make this a fight for all times.
These dogs are barking. They're ready in the fight, and we can barely keep them contained. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been looking for our top alpha for this entire tournament, and we're about to find it in the final showdown between Sue and Ace Trainer. I believe, but I'm not sure some of you did, regardless of where your beliefs are, you need to be set in stone. These guys are ready to go to distance, and it's already underway. Pre-bans are out. Empyrean Ilnav first picked. No school nurse Yolha, no Renak, and no Boss Arunka, which for the first time today is really gonna change things up.
Are you ready to order?
I mean, it's gonna change things up by 1 pig. Now you just picked the May Chloe a little bit earlier. Do opt for the Flag Bearer Sigurd as well, so a very disruptive force, able to play both as a disruptor, a debuffer, or an aggressive enabler. So Tsu needs to be able to defend against this on the off chance Ace Trainer goes all in and goes all aggro.
Now, the match is tilting a little bit here with those first picks, but it's going to tilt a lot more as we see what is the first unit under that ban pick protection. New Moon Luna with her full moons out, ready to debilitate with those debuffs, and of course, it would be the guiding light for Sue, the Lionheart Sermia picking up on his profile pick, as well as perhaps possibly also the first pick of Apocalypse Ravi. That last match was a snore, but this one's just about to wake up Hez from his slumber, or I should say his hibernation. No, Mouse is over to the Urban Shadow Shoe. Plenty of options here on the board still, but the most important one, I would say, this is really going to be a tone setter for the rest of the match right here, whatever Ace decides.
Hovering the ML Aria or the Ross right now, you want some semblance of counterplay against your opponents, and here, not only do you go for the seal, the fold, and the true penetration damage, but also you get to skip the matchup where, you know, your Aria extra attack might activate the Lionheart. So very strong play, and there it is, the Death Dealer Ray. Both players are slow. Both players like to play high HP tanky units, and there's no better way to chip them down than the Ray. And of course, man, Sue's not dropping a beat. You get the Bystander Huayong locked in first, immune to every single debuff in the book. You can kick through Revive, so good versus May, good versus Roth. That is such a strong pick on pick 4, but can he close it out with a strong pick 5? Can he disable Ace Trainer's strategy? It's gonna be a tough pick, and the steal away on the rat there. Oh, wow. Okay, I think both players are actually very locked in right now. This is going to be a best of 1, so no mistakes allowed. And Fallen Cecilia as the last pick here, being rounded up for Ace Trainer, does have the sole damage dealer on 3rd pick. And of course, very well-rounded team built around that 3rd pick, Genesis Ross. We are building God.
I would like to take a quick second to congratulate I'm_Sue in his nuptials to Lionheart Sermia. It's amazing that he is spending his honeymoon here on the battlefield with us today.
Absolutely, and the battlefield is exactly the climax between love and war. Both of these competitors have a lot of respect for each other, but all that respect is gone and replaced instead with fear. We talked about before, they've got a lot riding on their shoulders, and they need to seal the deal, as right here the defense break comes out on the Death Dealer Ray with a ticking time clock, but he's got a little bit of a response himself. That fear isn't enough. These girls need to go to sleep.
Sticking
Nullify
everything.
protects the Luna, but Luna, just a quick S2. We're saving the S3 for a bigger turn to counterplay the mate Chloe, and now Clank Ace Trainer is turning on every single button. We're prepping the Genesis Ross, and there it is. The seal is ready. The Soul Burn is ready. Is he going to send everything this turn? The collapse does come through the seal. Penetration resistance out the door. Is he going to rip it? I called it last time and I was wrong, but no, Ace Trainer does not wait around. He does not play around. He wants to pack it up and send Sue home fast. What is the damage? Illinon out. Lionheart Thermia, 1 HP. Oh my goodness, Etika Scepter here. Luna needs to go now. We're trying to take out every single buff here. Does the Luna land? The Luna lands the debuff, but two of these characters still retain all the buffs. I think Ace Trainer is in a great spot.
The target goes up, and incoming with the maid Chloe. Definitely not who he wanted, but of course the response comes up with a follow-up from Ross. Just as quick as she was activated, just as quick as she was ready, she was put down in the ground almost immediately. It was a clean swipe, another hit, another detonate at that. The toxic miasma sprawls through the left side as Sue's units are taken out one by one. The fear is here, ladies and gentlemen, even getting pushed back a little bit on the chart as Ross does one simple clean swipe of the sword, leaving the Urban Shadow Shoe at what, 130 HP? I don't think that's enough to mount a comeback. And indeed, it's an immediate quick GG. As fast as it was last time, it ends just as quick. Both those last two matches, amazing, entertaining, above all else, definitive, giving you a winner here in Ace Trainer.
What a fantastic fight. Let's bring him back in here. Ace Trainer, congratulations. You took your pack all the way to the end. What an amazing set of fights. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, I want to say I was going to play more than just Genesis Ross. I wanted to pull out maybe like a Lethe or something. That's what Sigret was for, to set up for more S1 combos with some cool DPSs. But then I thought I had a moment where I was like sweaty man with the 2 buttons meme, and I was thinking about the Sky Stones for my teammates, and also thinking about Sue's 2-point DPS list. And I was like, oh, which one should I go? Which one would Sigret enable? But I just feel like him picking Luna was so strong that I had no choice but to pick Roz. So yeah, just a good game. Yeah.
Divine.
Back to the questions. I'm sure chat would be curious as well. If you, now that you're done with the tournament, you mind showing the stat line on that Swift Flag Bearer Sigret? Because that's one of those characters. When she first came out, some people were like, "Oh, I don't know, she's not very fast. Not gonna have an easy time racing all of these speed demons." Yeah. So what is your stat line, and then what is your draft's philosophy when playing around her, being one of the few actually really good showings for her today?
Yeah, Ace, would you, if you don't mind, you could jump into channel 17 and show off those units. We can pull up on the screen while you talk about them. And Divine, you could, why don't we also entertain chat? You got a little mission for chat to do to maybe win a little something with our last giveaway of the day, get some leafs and some charms?
Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do that, of course, just wanted to thank everybody for supporting us, helping out with the event today and making it all the way here. Here is your reward. Last thing I'm going to say, why don't we head over to Valk's chat? Same rules as before. We're going to take a look through. I'm going to pick some favorites, either 5 from YouTube, 5 from Twitch. Your prompt is, look at my man Valk over there, do him up good, give him a little bit of a Navy Captain Landy do-over, so I can get my proper, you know, little bit of cosplay duoism here with the main man while we interview Ace Trainer.
Oh, let's go. Navy Captain Landy cosplay Valk. I'm about it.
I can't believe y'all done me like this. I can't believe y'all done me like this. All right, I've made some good faces for chat, so there you go. You work with it. I even turned sideways, so you know if you're not good with Microsoft Paint, sucks to suck. Gotta make it a little bit of a challenge for you at least. So there you go.
Got the VTuber avatar as well. You can always take the VTuber avatar.
This is a Swift flag bearer Sigrid.
Yeah. So I would say if you're a ML Poly player, you could probably put Sigrid on like your third or fourth set of speed gears in case they pre-ban. Like I prepared a lot for the tournament in that like I looked at the global bans, right? And I thought like, okay, I can move some gears around. But the power of her is just that she synergizes with a lot of DPSs right now, especially ML Celine. And right now it's a DPS race, right? We know that like with the revive meta that you want to control by debuffing your opponent, and she has some RNG with that, but ultimately she does contribute a good amount of damage and just some control, right?
And then for this build, would you say the speed is more important or the effectiveness more important, or are they equally important?
I would say like effectiveness is more important because I don't try to outspeed Renak, and her kit was designed to like, it's fine versus Renak too, right? So it's just like, you know, you just kind of take your maybe first turn, try to outspeed Yoha, which you will at 290 or above, and then it's all about trying to maybe debuff their mate or something like that.
You know, when I was looking at this, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this looks like, you know, 4th or 5th tier speed set for my account too. Yeah. It's very relatable.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's like 295 plus 200 effectiveness is like what really impresses me about the build.
Yeah.
And if the goal is to land on the high ER revivers like Maid, Ruel, that'll get the job done.
But I would say like, I'm super glad my teammates were all able to pull up. Like last night, I was up at 7 a.m. Training with them for like 2 hours after we scrolled through E7 GG and stuff. We have to make it work with the time zones. But I think what's fun about these tournaments, and like tournaments hopefully like this in the future, is when there's more global bans. And you saw this with Lunatic Mode 2 in E7 WC. The more global bans there are, the more like different players and draft styles there are, you get a lot more, let's say, deeper pockets or like niche knowledge responses in the later picks. And that's what makes the World Arena game so entertaining for me still. That's why I still play like at least 1,000 games a season, you know?
Yeah, and you know, to follow up on like an earlier thing, I think a lot of people didn't know this about you, but you used to not have like a secondary game that you play, right? Like, do you have a secondary game now, or you're like, nope, I come home and I spam RTA?
No, I come home and I spam the CZN mines, bro.
Oh, my Selena can't get the tack maneuver. Let me know, bro. Oh.
Yes, dude.
All right. Well, congratulations, Ace. 10,000 Skystones for you and every member of your team. What are you going to spend it on? You will spend it all in one place?
Maybe otherworldly with a copium hope to make a fast Tamarin just like Vicchun. Yes.
Some of these are peak, guys. Oh, it's
I regret looking.
It's lovely.
Instant regret.
I regret coming here. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
This is this one's amazing.
There's a couple of pretty good ones.
Oh my. Oh
yeah,
my.
I think the one after that's a straight banger. That I like this one, man. The two hands. The two hands tips Fedora and also thinking at the same time. The miladies can't handle that. I'll tell you what.
You know, Smilegate never got back to me. I put in a request to be one of the cosplayers for when they need a axe god.
That's crazy.
Well, guys, that was an amazing tournament. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Smilegate for hosting this tournament and for giving us some entertainment in the middle of January when, you know, it's cold and wet and there's not a lot to do in that scary zone called outside. So thank you guys all for being here, for the amazing support to the channel, for all of you guys who gave me subs. I will give you shout outs soon. And Valky and Divine, as always, you guys are the best. Thank you for commentating and casting this. Congratulations to all the winners, and everybody was winners. Nobody walked away from this tournament without a little something something in their pocket. I hope you guys were entertained and had some fun, and I hope that we will be able to bring more events like this to you in the near future.
I'm happy to have been a part of this. As always, Tristen, you're a great friend, and of course my first mate, Valky. Always great to have him aboard. I am absolutely ready to get these heavy ass beads off my neck. This is supposed to be my Blackbeard cosplay. These are real beads from a Dominican store, and they are heavy. This hat barely fits, and this jacket does not actually work. So I'm ready to relax, and as always, get the hell back to sleep. But thank you for having me on board for now.
Yeah, and thank you boys for having me. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun. And hey, as for Chad, hey, mate, don't pick Ruel. Don't let the Setskas get you. And always remember, ban last.
Thanks for watching this video to the very end, you absolute legend. And if you want to help me out more, you can feed the algorithm by leaving me a message about this video in the comment section. The YouTube algorithm loves it when you comment, and I enjoy reading what you have to say. And if you have more to tell me, then you can reach me directly at discordwulf.com, where you will find a helpful and supportive community of thousands ready to share your adventures. And if you like this video, maybe watch another one, like the one being recommended on the screen right now. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's probably a good one. And that lets YouTube know my videos are worth watching. And for the most metal amongst you, consider supporting me directly by joining my Patreon, like these Chads. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, Epic 7.